going out. Going live. Boop. Data bits are sending. Bum, 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's that dreaded music this week.
The bells! The bells!
This music is not recommended by 4 out of 13 tricycles.
What about unicycles? Oh, man! I saw someone fucking riding down the street on a unicycle the other day.
Hipster.
I kind of wanted to, like, try and huck a broomstick, like, through the smoke just to see him eat shit.
Do you see, this is the problem, man, with, like, I'm going to go on the record. Violent fantasies are great because more people are alive because we're allowed to have violent fantasies, and we can, like,
yes.
And continue about your day.
No, that's the whole violent video games thing. It's like, no, man, video games give me an outlet for all that shit.
Hey, beautiful people, what's going on? It's Saturday night. We're getting ready for another LinuxGameCast Weekly. We do have a big show for you tonight. We're going to be talking about the Smash Z. Somebody got some hands-on with that. Microsoft, they went and bought a company that makes a lot of Linux ports, NVIDIA SuperDupers, and a gang of Steam stuff, including, but not limited to, a new version of Proton.
Yes.
Yes.
So I mean,
tiny,
it's not the most exciting version of Proton.
Wow.
It's like, hey, we fixed the thing. All right, that warrants a point release.
They definitely did the thing where it's like, oh, that one game that, at this rate, that game is going to end up running better on Proton than it does on Windows.
That already happens with a lot of the early DirectX 11 games.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of people on ProtonDB. It's like, yeah, I'm getting slightly better performance in Proton than I do when I boot into it. It's like, oh, okay.
Well, yeah, you have to imagine too, like, what kind of actual performance hit is there when Windows runs in like compatibility mode for a bunch of these apps?
Well, I'm genuinely curious. I'm sure we got some Winbros and Winsys's out there that, how, like DX9 compatibility, is that just something that works, or are there any issues with that with Windows 10?
I guess DirectX wouldn't be the issue. It's probably like older libraries.
Yeah, like Visual C++ redistributable or whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't it have to install that with like every game?
Right. But like if there's something in the OS, it's like trying to run an application with like a really old version of glibc on a modern kernel. It's like there might be some weird shit that might not work just as a result of how things have changed over time.
Okay.
So
there's a lot of that with like .NET 3.5, and now with the new 4.7 version on Windows 7, it not working properly.
Well, it's Windows, man.
Yeah. Which,
but again,
this being the NHS that I work in, there's a lot of old applications that people need to get working.
But here's the thing though, is that you can have all these issues on Windows, a paid product that you give money for continued support for. But lo and behold, if there's some fucking minor vulnerability that gets uncovered under Linux, it's the end of the fucking world.
Well, here's the thing though, it's actually news though. You're like, oh, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it always baffles me that people have like such higher quality standards for Linux than Windows, that software that you pay money for.
Stockholm Syndrome. Hey, you saw an electric unicycle? I don't know, man. I might be down with that because listen, I'm a huge fan of reckless self-endangerment, and that
so
sounds,
it's like it's a one-wheeled Segway or something?
Well, I mean, if it doesn't have like self-balancing, dude,
if it doesn't have a little gyroscope to keep itself in position, you're just gonna be on your ass the moment it goes.
No. See, I don't want anything to do with one with a gyroscope, dude. Nuh-uh.
Because that's Mr. Garrison's mode of transport.
Man, dude, I just want something. I want something that you have to master with your face on the pavement.
So it's like some sort of electric unicycle that you pilot with your nose.
It can be.
Well, I'm gonna go get a refill right quick. Give me a sec.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab another coffee.
Dude, Pedro's gonna be hammered before this is over.
I tried to take a nap before the show.
Can't
That
do
just
it.
did not happen.
Nope.
Yeah, so
I normally like try to lay down like on one of my lounging couches as one does and like, all right, surf YouTube for 45 minutes and don't like do anything. And I didn't even get around to that today.
yeah, like it's one of those things too where I was like I was really close to passing out, and then like someone texted me or some shit. My brain's like, oh, what the fuck is that?
See,
And then I'm just like in wake mode, and I'm lying in my bed just trying to drift back to sleep, and it's not happening.
It can be detrimental when I try to like, take a nap. I'm like, oh, and I get to that thin line. Then my brain goes, fuck, wake up, you're late. There's no alarm or anything. It's just that feeling you get. You know, when you're riding a tricycle. Wait, a unit. All right, how do we make a unitricycle? How does that work? Pedro, we have to unlock unitricycle technology.
So, let's see if I can picture this. It's
This is not the first time I've demanded the impossible.
It's a unicycle with training wheels.
Unicycle? But wouldn't that still be one wheel? Like,
Yeah, but it has training wheels, so it has two training wheels. It's a tricycle unicycle,
just to
unitricycle.
guarantee you either faceplant or
No, you can have them like, you know, at an angle towards the back. This cheat mode.
then
Yeah,
they'd
you
be
have
dragging.
the main wheel. Yeah, they'd just be dragging along behind.
That I don't know if that counts, man. I'd say we might have to do a second rev of this one before we put it on the market.
It's not impossible, Jill. Come on.
See, life hack. Borderlands Dark Souls 3? Huh.
Oh yeah, it was on. It is still on sale. Look,
Dark
the
Souls
whole Dark
Remastered.
Souls
Total War.
series are on sale right now.
Which is, man, that's a list of games. Man, damn it. Feral, where's my Tomb Raider? Basically anything that happens to that child, I'm down with.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like that.
You need to find the Jurassic Park where they replaced the T-Rex with Pee Wee Herman. It's delightful. It's very well done, too. Isn't that right, Jordan's Wall? Exactly. Exactly. That's what I've been trying to say.
It's still funny.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the embodiment of fuck it.
You know, for someone who claims to be OCD, that's no.
That OCD's got a bell curve, man.
Alright. 21:44.
I'm gonna go grab a couple of drinks, and we're gonna go.
Alright.
Yes. Yeah, there was actually a better sale for Dark Souls Remastered. Right now it's back down to minus 30%. It was like minus 70 or minus 80%. It was pretty good. You could get it pretty cheap, but apparently it's gone back up now. Oh, and Shay, that TV has a little bit of a overscan going on. That's the thing that always tickles me in the meeting rooms when I see someone projecting. It's like, okay, it's just eating like 100 pixels off of each side. It's like, how about we just click this, there we go. Overscanning.
Actually, shit. Let's do this.
Yeah, Jordan needs a more comfortable chair, clearly. That's- I don't know, is that cheap for Bailey's Linux Newer? I'm just going back through the pictures and looking at everything.
Freaking French press.
That's quite xenophobic of you.
Well, tell Strider that his people need to make something that brews coffee in less than 4 minutes.
Who is it? I think it's Dave at work that has the AeroPress. It's like, oh, Dave is making hipster coffee again.
I just didn't want to. This was like fucking $4 on Amazon. I'm like, okay, I don't want to buy a coffee machine. French press.
French.
This
Okay.
guy.
All right. My confusion. I heard $4. Then I thought you said a copy machine. I was like, this doesn't compute. Where are we going with this trip?
No. I'm just waiting for my fucking coffee to finish brewing.
Yeah, you got an addiction.
I got an addiction to staying awake for this fucking podcast.
At 9 o'clock in the evening, Gramps? At your age? Yeah.
Yeah. Listen here, Sonny. You need to get off my fucking lawn. Back in my day, we didn't have coffee. We poured hot water over rocks, and then we drank that.
Mm. All right.
So about $16 for a bottle of Bailey's. That's I mean, around here it's like 15 pounds or $14.99. So yeah.
Dude, I think Liddy's going to Kellogg's is going to have a rejected cereal beer.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, so that they waste fewer grains or some shit.
Yeah, so and it's going to be available in the UK.
I'm sure John Harvey Kellogg is loving the idea of this.
Dude, I can't wait to crack open a cold one and like furiously masturbate.
It's great.
That joke makes sense if you know the history behind cornflakes.
Yes, and graham crackers.
Just also yes.
they were, but no, it was Kellogg was like, or Graham was the mentor of Kellogg. They believe that bland food suppresses sexual desire. This is a true story. This is why cornflakes exists. Also, why circumcision is so popular in the United States.
And Dorito Locos. All right.
Doritos Locos. Yeah, see that's the true way to stop people from having sex. If like someone watches another person eat a Doritos Loco taco, they're like, no, not a sexual partner.
Really? I thought you were going to be like first date Taco Bell. It's like guaranteed.
You know what? I've done that. It was sort of like a last minute thing, but I've done that. Cheap tacos, man. If your lady likes tacos and doesn't really care about their quality.
Over here's the jokes I'm not making.
Okay.
You can't even see them. They've like left the
Oh,
room.
no. This is fucking ripe for comedy gold.
All right, let's do a show.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
First, I got to take you out for dinner at Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell is for lovers.
All right, How about now? All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Wasn't sure if something went wrong there for a second.
I have to put everything on right. We're still learning.
I don't know, man. Coffee in Finland was pretty bad. I'm sorry if you're Finnish and you're a fan of Finnish coffee, but you don't know what you're talking about. Your coffee sucks. This stuff I'm drinking is actually pretty good. It's called Kicking Horse.
Okay, let me nuke that recording. Let's do take 2 on the recording.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be real.
This is new.
What
It does
fresh
not
hell
record.
is this?
It's not doing a very good job of recording.
Just in general or one person specifically?
No, it looks like it's like muting. I'm not sure if it's an issue with the automation curve. So if I hit record and yeah, this is a new one.
Okay. Sweet. Well, welcome back to our latest Let's Play. Let's play Jack.
Right? Huh. What is going on there, though, man? Make it make sense for me, Jordan.
Well, I see you have to reconfigure the neodymium relays and cross-patch them into Pataport 3 in slave mode, and then you'll be able to insert a shunt and be able to view the service logs.
Don't you need to reconfigure the power module?
Hang on. Ladies and gentlemen, I just realized what I didn't do because I'm stupid, but we all know that.
Yeah, that's always good. It's like, why isn't this? Oh, just because. Why isn't this working? Oh, because I'm an idiot. That's why.
Yeah. Oof. Okay. We're learning. We're learning new things.
Yep. Testing in production, man. That's how you do.
And I almost fucked up again. All right, put everything back on right. You have to do the initial launch and right, then the faders will kick over to touch mode. Giggity. And we're fine. We have to do that once. All right. For reals.
The riggedy reel.
Yeah. All right. Yay, audio's still coming through and we're recording. Science.
It blurks. It blurks.
Blam! Lightning. Fuck that fish in particular. Pedro, give me a clap test just for safety. Up high. Groovy. And welcome back to Linux Gamecast Weekly, the show that covers the latest Linux gaming news, reviews, how-tos, and most importantly, whatever the hell else we come up with. This week, IO Quake 3 servers, they've been hacked. You might want to delete those binaries, and the latest Steam beta. It's quite fast, just not in the way you might think.
Brother, spread blood across the land. I'm a sexy banana, and that's something I don't understand. Also, Dota Auto Chest gets a new name, and it's a little underwhelming.
E3 was a thing that happened. We'll talk about all the Linuxy stuff that Steam was more than happy to point out. And the Atari VCS is open for pre-orders. It's cheaper than the SMAC for sure, but even less interesting.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm Old Man Vin, joined every week by our sexy banana and...
I'm the sexiest banana.
Oh, man, that is one Jordan's Fong. And from the Isles of Britannia, one Pedro Mategas, with you at home, watching us live, participating, helping us form. Cocaine Voltron. Suck it. YouTube's just like, no monetization for you, period. It was like, we didn't say anything on the Wednesday show. Don't care. We manually reviewed it. True story, ladies and gentlemen.
Fuck you, that's why.
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, it's a new week, another big show. We get to talk about what's going on in each other's life. I'm going to scroll up. Did either of you degenerates write any? No, you didn't. I didn't either. I thought I would join in and be like, cool.
I mean, when I have something noteworthy, I put it up there. Otherwise, like, I subsist day to day, drinking obscene amounts of coffee and writing groovy code. That's my life.
Pretty much, man. Over here, I made a video that'll be up for patrons tomorrow about how all of our Jack Audio networking stuff is tied together. It's kind of like the 1,000-yard view, just where it even includes shaky cam, which is awesome. So,
BSG shaky cam, or,
dude, yeah, and then Galactica falls out of the atmosphere, and I'm like, this is weird. Where'd my roof go?
There's some naked chick in a red dress, just like, why are you here?
I'm not going to get into the problem I have with someone being naked in a dress, but that's for
naked chick in a red dress.
Stay tuned for that if you're interested in some of our audio stuff. Pedro, go ahead and show everyone.
I can't show because it's in the bag over there, but yeah, no, work took away. I mentioned last week that work took away my XPS, but then my boss was like, well, we found this in the server room in Birmingham, so do you want it? It's like, what is it? Open it up. Oh, it's got an Intel Xeon and an NVIDIA Quadro. Oh, this is a Dell Precision 7510. Okay, yeah, no, I'll keep it. 32 gigs of RAM. No, appreciate it. Gimme.
And you ultimately you're gonna have to put Windows on it, though, right?
Oh yeah, in a couple of weeks. The laptop that I'm currently using is just one of the ones that we give to people, and we're going to need that laptop because there's a bunch of people starting. So in a couple of weeks, I will have to put Windows 10 on it. Right now, it's running Fedora 30, but not
you don't want to be in the situation where you're like bringing in your own hardware to your work so that you can fucking use Linux at work. Because I debated going down that road a couple times. Like, I got enough spare parts around that I could just like build a system and cart it over there. No,
you did, man. I mean, you went so far as like buy a monitor to bring it into your job, right?
I did. Well, they wouldn't give me a UHD monitor. I got so used working off one that like going back to 1080p is like going into like a short bus mode. It's not enough. It's not enough.
It's not, man. How about the horse, though? It likes short buses and modes.
Yeah, the horse, too, isn't enough. It really hasn't been paying attention to my needs, and I think we need to have a talk. It's the Steam Linux Update. Oh my god, we have a brand new Steam library page, and it's new. And I hate it. I hate it forever. Yeah, this is from PC Gamer. Links in the show notes. Yeah, there's a leak of the brand new Steam store, and it looks about the same as what we've seen in the other quote unquote leaks and previews that Steam has posted.
Okay, you say that, and I immediately I'm like, Valve time. Yeah, this looks like the leaks that we saw like a year ago, and I don't think a lot's changed.
It really has. It really hasn't, because like you said in the notes, it is really just a matter of like, what is the most efficient path to double clicking on the name of the game so I can launch the game. But I mean like, and it's not even that drastic a departure from what we have currently. But of course, everyone's gonna be like, oh, it's new, I hate it. It's not like YouTube where they'll like change the UI every 6 months without telling you, and it'll just be terrible. And it just gets progressively worse to the point where like you miss the old crappy one because it was slightly better than the old crappy one.
If you want to do an accurate, that'd be like if Valve just randomly took away games and changed the rules on you for no reason.
Yeah.
But no, 100%. I'm in camp. Is there a play button? Play button. We're good. Don't care. Pedro.
And the play button seems to be very much in the same place. But it's new. It doesn't look terrible. It's it's better than having, you still have the list down the left side. You can still, I don't know, but I suspect you'll still be able to double click on it to just launch the game. And the right side, since it's got, all the room, you'll be able to see all the games and all the information about a specific game that you have selected. It's like, okay, that's good enough, I think.
Yeah, again, wrong person to ask. I think a lot of people, me myself included, is like, if I'm going to play something, I just use the dock. Like, what game? Because
right click on the game there.
A little bit of a side jack, because I know I brought this up a while back. We had this little thing called E3. You might have heard of it. It happened.
Who pays attention to that?
And we were talking, with Stadia coming out, which we talked about last week. Stick around for some hate mail. We're going to answer some questions on that. Microsoft came out and it's like, hey man, you give us like $10 a month, you can play all these games that we have. Getting like, hey Steam, wouldn't it be a good idea to do like a Netflix thing and let me download a couple of games a month to play and not keep? Maybe. No thoughts?
So like that's the thing, right? They have to produce special versions of the game for like those free weekends, right? That like hook into the Steam DRM server so they can track that. So I don't suppose it would be too difficult to like produce a generic version of that just perpetually contacts the server, says is this guy's rental period open?
Right.
I don't know, because it could be a good idea to give some low risk exposure to a lot more indie titles, which is something that is a problem on Steam, but
which is why it for indies it sort of makes sense to go the alternate routes, be it Epic, Origin, something that has some curation, because that way they actually
Switch
get
store.
noticed.
Yeah. Right.
The Nintendo Switch store, yeah. And Steam kind of needs to do a better job in that respect. They've been trying to automate as much as they can and put it in the hands of the community with the Steam curators thing, but it's clearly not enough, and they're losing
by the
developers.
Way, all of you, our viewing audience, you are totally subscribed to our curator page, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Wait, we still yeah. Okay.
No.
Yeah, we do.
Up next, Steam Client Beta. A little bit of an update. It does have a small gang of input fixes, stuff for in-home streaming. The shader pre-caching has been updated. Where they're trying to make it where it's like a little less psychotic with updates every single time you launch Steam, which is good. One thing I like, that network sockets, P2P connections, they were having an issue. And this makes me real happy because I can finally download faster than 40 megabytes a second, which is good. But the pre-compiling of the shaders, that's neat. I want them to keep working on that, because that has definitely improved performance in a lot of games. I mean, with Proton.
This is like the Steam beta scoop and dupe too. So like all of the features that have made it into the beta, this is just the GA release of that. So if you're not following the beta, you get cool stuff like the ability to download faster than the speed of smell, as was mentioned before. There's not.
That's
too
been a
much
problem
new
for a
here.
while, though, man.
It has.
Yeah.
There was a while too where if your network connection was too fast, Steam would just eat shit.
Hi.
Yeah.
This is like a legit. I know first world problems shoot us in the face, right? But
Fuck me. Obviously.
it used to be, I would at least get like 50 down, 500. Then probably for the last 2 months, man, I was like legitimately cheesing by downloading out of London, because for whatever reason I could at least get 35 down.
Damn.
But that's back. It's fixed. It's sorted. It's brilliant. And new Proton?
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a new
new
Proton.
Proton.
Woo! Look at that
Proton,
massive
which-
changelog.
It has a single listed change. I'm sure they may have changed a couple of other small things, but those weren't important enough.
Yeah.
And all they did was fix for performance and sound regression that affected some games like Wolfenstein, The New Order. That's it. They apparently, the F audio thing that they introduced with the last release caused some regressions in game cracklies, I'm assuming, with some games, and they went, let's just fix that. And they fix it. That's it. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, the story here is we were getting regular updates with Proton.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are.
Yes. I mean, I'm not going to complain about more performant Nazi screams. That's like not a thing that.
No, and that's an incredibly fun game, but I mean, it is Valve, so trust me, at least 10% of your brain's like, they're just going to drop this any minute and be like, oh, it never happened, and forget about it.
Yeah.
Like curators.
Valve is not Google.
Yeah.
Is it though?
You're
Is
right.
It?
No, there's a distinct difference. Valve just neglects something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Google
No.
will straight up kill it.
I have this mental image of like the end of a fucking Scooby-Doo episode where it's like, now to take off your mask, Gabe, and see who you really are. Oh, you're Eric Schmidt.
Oh, no.
Eric Schmidt this entire time.
Okay, we talked about E3, and we got a couple of games out of that deal.
Yep. Yeah, we did. And Steam was more than happy to have a little list. It's like, look, we got the thing about being live from LA, and we have all the games that were featured in E3.
Telling lies, mama. No.
Yes. All the games that were featured at E3 that are on the Steam store or have at least a pre-order page on the Steam store, then Steam's like everything. Put
There's
them all on
not
one
that
list.
one.
No. And yeah, there's not a whole lot when it comes to Linux. It is
Oh
a
man,
good
we're not
list to
getting
look at the
Keanu Reeves
Proton
Simulator?
stuff.
Boo.
No,
Boo. Oh, there's one. Overcooked.
Overcooked, it's DLC.
there's CD Project Red though. Yeah.
Yeah. There's the VR titles. I mean, they work under Proton ostensibly, so
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
And I kind of hope that Hellpoint, the sci-fi Dark Souls thing, I hope that one delivers.
No, that was the one we played like 2 years ago that guy like
Yeah,
released
they had a
little Unity
demo when
Yeah.
they had a Kickstarter. Yeah.
Now, of course, the biggest miss out here is if you scroll down a little, you'll see a game that will not come until Linux, although we're all very disappointed. My friend Pedro. That's that has a banana on the poster.
Like
I don't know.
ironically, the trailers for that, I watched a little bit of the gameplay and I was like, that looks kind of fun.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Proton makes this list hurt a lot less, right? Right.
Trine 4 though. Trine 4 is Windows only.
Now,
I mean,
honestly,
no,
I expected that because Frozen Byte was like our Linux guy left.
Yeah, the one Linux guy just up and poofed.
So here's a question: when Trine 4 gets released, does Trine again kick back in, and we got to finish that?
It's on. We got to do it.
We got a Proton that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me, right?
Extra hard mode. Hey, imagine
yeah.
a buggy ass Frozen Byte title plus Proton.
Right. The other one here that kind of hurts is Baldur's Gate 3. Despite the fact that Larian has proven that they can actually put out a good Linux port, and they're just like, yeah, we did that with Divinity Original Sin. Yeah, Divinity Original Sin 2. What, Linux version? No, we're not doing that.
No.
Baldur's Gate 3. All the other Baldur's Gates are on Linux. Yeah, no, we're not. We're not
No.
do that.
If it were Beamdog, I'm pretty sure they would.
That said, I'm actually really hype about Larian doing a Baldur's Gate game. They know their way around CRPGs, so
That's something that they really wanted to do. They're like, yes, this is something that we never thought we could. So, having that enthusiasm about it.
Yeah.
I think
it's going to be good. I might end up having to burn a Heretic purchase on that, but
So
Yeah, there was just one game I want to talk about because I played the original Blair Witch games, all three of them, and they were bad, but they were like Resident Evil bad. They were campy. I enjoyed them. And now there was a new Blair Witch game announced at E3, and it looks exactly like Slender, and it's Windows only, so don't worry about it. It's probably never going to come to Linux. But it's like, what are you doing? I like the old games. Those were nice. What are you doing?
Speaking of shaky cam, am I right?
Right.
Anyways, let's talk about auto chess. Although it's not called auto chess anymore. It's called
auto chess.
Unterlords.
Yes, that's Greek for totes not auto chess.
It absolutely is not auto chess, not at all.
We didn't totally buy that at all.
No. Yeah. Well, they're doing some announcement. This is the official announcement of what their version of auto chess is going to be called. There's going to be an open beta. They're not going to tell you when, but they're going to be soliciting feedback when it does become available. I don't know. Like I saw the new title Underlords, and I'm like, man, Baron Underbite is going to be very very upset about this. I don't. I find the new name to be a little like uninspiring, right? If they stuck with auto chess, they at least have the name recognition. Ties it into Dota. People don't like assume that they're buying into a different game.
This is like one of the things the auto chess developers are like, yo, we're making auto chess over here now. And like they got a good deal with like Valve. Like, yeah, Valve, give us money. Okay, that game, yeah, we're skin pack. We're still doing it.
We called it something else and we changed the skin. So yeah, no, totally different game, Valve.
Here's the whole thing, man. At the end of the day, I was kind of surprised because I saw that this was put in the blog post, and they're like, "Hey, you know, of course it's Valve." It's like, and it's going to be a Linux. I pooped that out on Twitter. And I had like 2 different people. It was like, "I don't know. I wouldn't rush to conclusions." I was like, "It's fucking Valve, for fuck's sake."
Yeah, no,
and it's running on the Dota 2 engine.
This is effectively, this is something that already works on Linux as a mod for Dota with Vulkan. If you just want to play for fucks and giggles. I was kind of surprised by that. Now, in all fairness, any other developer or publisher have that, but you know, I didn't see Valve like, you know what, on this one, no Linux, Brad.
Going back to the whole Proton thing, they put in the effort to make sure that like Proton would work with VR specifically, so that all that development they did on VR would not be like wasted for Linux folks. So. They seem pretty committed to the cause. They don't want Microsoft to be able to dick them around anymore.
Although Microsoft is also a little bit more than happy to put out their games on Steam nowadays because
but we got a whole segment to cover that shit. How about that?
That's true. Why don't we kick on over that? Coming up next, we talk about a brand new Mesa release. And yeah, we're gonna talk about Microsoft some more because this is Microsoft Gamecast.
So salty.
So it's just called Gamecast? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's GC. Except Nintendo's gonna send us the cease and desist because that's too much like GameCube.
Fuck yeah, they are.
Nintendo sends everyone cease and desists.
Right, and they listen again. This is the company that if they just eat financial shit for the next like decade, they can still run. They can still run for 100 years. Like, don't fuck around with Nintendo. They got the war chest. If they really want to throw down, they're gonna throw down.
So, like, in all fairness, Matthew, has anyone actually like offered to buy you a sandwich or a cup of coffee?
Have people just thrown change at your feet?
Now, difficulty, it is LA, so, I mean, being able to figure out...
hipster from Hobo, yeah.
Software developer Hobo. Oh, boy. We need a game, man. We'll do that. We'll make it a thing.
It's like that old meme, though, where it's like, software developer looking for work is like the clean-shaven, like, in a suit and tie, employed software developer is just like this fucking pigpen-looking motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what happens. You get hired and then you can let yourself go. It's like any good relationship.
Much, man. Oh yeah. Then there's like the classic like executive VP, whatever, marketing, systems administrator.
Yeah, it's the wizard.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
That's just narking on yourself, saying I know what a Big Bang Theory is. I don't. I know what a Sheldon is because
memes.
You can't escape it.
There's a lot of memes.
Hey, if you want to participate in the home game, vote.linuxgamecast.com. That's the thing. You can bang suggest show titles, and we might or might not use them.
It's true. What do we got so far? My friend Banana. We got lots of bananas this week.
Short boss mode. Oh man, I just can't do that.
No emojis.
Yeah. Jellyfish, no.
No, that's the title for the pre super shows.
Why not?
Jellyfish enema with a chaser of vodka.
Go tune into that if you missed it.
Yeah.
Man.
Uh,
So we got a couple people listening. We'll go ahead and throw this up. What are your thoughts on us starting an hour earlier?
I approve.
I knew you approve. You're like, oh, you're early.
Yeah.
I just want to go to sleep. My name's Pedro Mateus.
Yeah, as it turns out, waking up at like 10 a.m.
You sound like Mr. Hanky.
My favorite thing is now Strider's got like he's got to be up and like going early. Is he gets up before like the crack of 2 p.m. on Saturdays.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was the when he was number 3 on Weekly Daily Wednesday, it'd be like, wake up.
Oh, there was a solid 50-50 chance of, like, all right. I mean, Pedro and I walked into that knowing that there was a good chance this was going to be a 2-person show.
And there was also the thing that whenever Strider came on, he would like wrestle with his mic arm, and there was the thunk, thing, thunk, thunk, thunk.
Well, that was
There.
That was expected. I mean, like I dialed him and I cut his volume down. And I waited till my running theory is he was just like a cat, and he just had to bat at it a couple times, get out of his system. It doesn't. But what time will that be in Space Australia?
Fuck,
10:30 apparently.
10:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
All right.
It's the morning drinking show.
What do you mean? 10:30 is not the morning. Don't judge my drinking. It's practically afternoon.
Listen. For me, 10:30 in the morning is bedtime. That's when I go to sleep.
Yeah, 10:30 in the morning is still yesterday night, so
We've
we're
all
good.
been there, man. Well, you see, this is one of the interesting things with our global audience. Like if we shift the time, which I'm down for, it's just we've always would like to do the show earlier. It's just not been technically possible, or I guess it could have been technically possible, but we don't want to be able to say that, hey man, we're going to do the show this time, and be like, nope.
I mean, that'll happen naturally on its own.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So is anyone excited about the Men in Black movie? Because I'm not.
Listen. I'm just a big fan of Tessa Thompson holding large guns, and I will see it specifically for that. That's my fetish.
I really liked the third one with the back in time, the time traveling one.
Yeah, no, that one wasn't too bad. Yeah.
Well, I was more impressed by what's his name doing the.
Yeah, it's the dude who played Thanos, whose name I'm spacing on right now.
But man, Tommy Lee, he nailed that. I was like, whoa, all right.
Oh yeah.
Well done.
Well, like then you get it's always fun to watch that as sort of like an acting exercise, because one of my favorite moments from Orphan Black, the TV show, is like, because like it's one lady playing all like about 9 different characters, but she'll do it where it's like she's pretending to be this other person, pretending to be this other person, and it tracks because like this is how this character would interpret this character and like would act as them. It's like, damn, this is some layered fucking acting. I don't fucking know, man.
Matt Clouds, bro. Who's that? I don't know.
Oh, I fucking didn't end up seeing Godzilla. Saw the new X-Men instead.
Whoa.
Don't.
How? Wait. All right. Like on purpose? Did you lose a bet?
That was we were late for Godzilla, and it was the only thing playing on the theater.
Ooh, I don't even know. I have been like, let's go bowling.
Yeah. It was This is what baffles me is they're like, okay, we fucked this up the first time and everyone hated that movie. Let's do it again.
Take 2.
But make less sense.
Man, all right. I watched like the first attempt at the Dark Phoenix. I was like, this is getting pretty dumb, and I liked like the first class when it rolled out. I was like, all right, I can dig this. I can dig this character, but by the time they got to Apocalypse, it's like, all right, you've already fucked off into the old areas that you were getting into. I mean,
yeah, I was reading something on Twitter. Someone was saying about how they could have made Dark Phoenix better, and they hit on a point where like the reason the Dark Phoenix story in like the comics was so effective was because we had like about a decade of build up in the Claremont run to this. So they should have like MCU'd it and like slowly sow the seeds of this and then spring it on us, as opposed to like, oh yeah, it's movie number 3. I think it's actually the second movie with this character, and then they have her go nuts and kill her off, right? Like,
well, I mean, that's the whole thing. It's like, why are we supposed to care about Jane Grey again?
Exactly, and
oh yeah, the principal stuff on Big Lebowski's done.
The Bigger Lebowski,
the part 2 or the sequel.
The Carpet Pisser's Return.
That is, man. The Rug gets its revenge.
The biggest Lebowski.
This year, he's tired of tying the.
Oh
rope
yeah, no,
together.
it's just fucking 50-foot tall Jeff Bridges.
Fuck yeah.
The biggest Lebowski. He's back and bigger than ever. Walter's like, all right, the dude, I'm gonna hit you with this growth ray. He's like, I don't know, man. I didn't sign up for this. Shut up. Shut the fuck up, dude. You're out of your element. And then he turns him into a giant.
What?
Oh, and fucking Steve Buscemi's character is back with a vengeance.
For no reason. Oh, it's a zombie movie.
Donnie, I thought you were dead. We cremated you. I ate your ashes. I'm back. Let's go bowling.
Things can be done. Good times could possibly be had. Okay.
No, the dude survived. Yeah.
Man, speaking of firewalls, I had to teach a script kiddie about being able to fingerprint browsers. He was very upset with that. Trying to log into the site and brute forces. It's like, it doesn't matter where you go with your IP address, sweetheart. I know your browser configuration and all of your plugins, and how much memory and your screen resolution. Just block. Cloudflare, I love you. You're worth the money. Hammered on the site. It's like, let it go. Like, what's the point?
Was that the person who left that angry comment? And then
You
we
know,
totally called him out during the credits.
It was within that possible time frame, yes.
No.
And I am not saying come at me, bro, come at me, sis, with my web zone administration security policies and stuff, but I mean, it's going to survive script kiddies.
Well, it's still a better love story than IO Quake 3.
Yeah, this is true.
We'll get to that. In 1 minute and 15 seconds.
TikTok.
Taco clock.
This is legitimately what it's called. Actually, I take that back. It's Taco Clock in another scene. It's timer video in this one.
Change that shit.
Yeah, I moved it around. Renamed some things. I always get this idea that I'm going to like logically lay it down and, like 3 or 4 weeks later if I've just thrown shit in there and just named like Bob and like 2423.
It's like, oh, what did I rename this again? I know
Yeah,
it was
dude.
called Steve, but what did I call it?
Womp womp. Yeah, that was the whole thing. That's what I found was like looking through. I was like, what is text free type to? And I was like, oh,
Font rendering library?
nope.
Yeah.
That was clearly a bit that I never got around to remembering to.
Yeah, what kind of other random shit is just stored in that OBS config?
There is, man. It exists.
It's just all listed as invisible, rather.
Or like default shit, yeah. That was like I put some text in to do something. And I was like, I don't know.
Man, I want a taco.
Yeah, that GIF is making me hungry. I could go for a shawarma right about now.
I wonder if that shawarma place is still open across the street.
Let's get some news.
Yes.
The news is I'm hungry for tacos. Feed me.
This is not news.
It is now.
All right, we are good to go. Do that. Order. I don't know. Go for it.
So what? Page, Patreon, store, Amazon.
Sure. Let me know which way you're going, man, and I'll salt taste.
So LinuxGameCast.com. Go over to the Patreon, talk about the store, and then do the Amazon bits.
Well, let's just skip the page and say we got Patreon, then we got Amazon, then store.
All right.
And
I'm easy. I just want to know which one.
Amazon then store?
Patreon, Amazon, store. Yes.
Patreon, Amazon, store. All right.
Yay.
Yeah.
Fair warning. With Patreon, and we do have Lenu.
Yes.
Yep.
That's why I want to start out first. All right, we are recording. We are live. We are doing the bits. Let's go. 3, 2.
Well, we are certainly doing some bits. Not, newsworthy bits, but those will be coming in a moment.
How
don't
dare
you worry.
you question my journalistic integrity?
I will question your bits, and you'll like it.
And my bits are flawless. Have you seen them?
Oh, by all means, question my bits. But while you do that, Jordan,
show your bits on the screen.
It is warm in here, and I have on a polyester shirt. You very well may see some Ven bits.
Oh boy! If you want to enable that sort of spicy footage, you should head on over to LinuxGameCast.com, or better yet, our Patreon, patreon.com/LinuxGameCast, where you can become one of the 118 people who are giving us money in exchange for
You can
this
get
service
invites to
that we can
Doom.
render. You could, yeah, if you want to play some Doom Deathmatch with Ven. You
Access
absolutely
to
could.
Uncut early.
Yeah, or access to the Discord channel where you can hang out with us and a bunch of other miscreants who enjoy this
Oh,
nonsense.
that's awesome.
Yeah, you can even get access to the show notes. You can watch the show congeal week in and week out.
Dude,
maybe
hang it
even
out.
suggest some stories. Tell us if
Audio
we're
only
wrong.
stream. Oh man, yeah, that is awesome. We actually have some suggestions from Arthurian this week. And you get your custom RSS feed, man. You get that pre super shows where we were talking about jellyfish animus, and I'm not making that up. Go back and listen.
Nope.
Nope.
Brought up twice. We got a brand new Patreon. We got to thank too, Mr.
Woo.
Adam.
Pedro, I
Yeah.
want you to tell me one fact about Adam.
he shares the name with the mythological being
He's not
in
the
the
Antichrist.
Bible,
He's a naughty boy.
Naughty
who
boy.
was supposedly the first man, 6,000 years ago, after like the 5th Chinese dynasty was already a thing.
Didn't he get the name because he was like eating some ribs and that? Maybe that was a different Adam.
I don't, hey man, if you messed up your shirt, well actually no,
I don't even
that
know
comes
how
later.
you-
Yeah, I was gonna go to the store, but no, we gotta head over to Amazon.
I'll give everyone a free plug, man. Stick around for your name in the credits, Adam.
Yeah.
And don't eat our ribs,
Yes.
man. That could be dangerous because we like to give a little shout out like that. Now, Amazon's. Get damn.
Amazon.
We
See-
are broadcasting
I
professionals.
I had the segue, but then I realized I done fucked myself. Yeah, we got a page on Amazon where you can see where.
Have you ever wanted to eat a 10 gig switch? Delicious.
I do now, but yeah, if you want to see what we used to put together this show,
This
maybe
is,
you want to replicate
stuff
this
we're planning on
on
buying.
your own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is how this
Then
works.
you can head on over there and crib off of us. It's
We
pretty nice.
do need to mention, if you go to our web zone, we've put together a thing of everything that we've already gotten, because it used to be a thing on like the wish list. We don't use this as a wish list. It's just like a public thing of like, this is just shit we're buying. If you want to kick in with that, that's awesome. You end up on Frank's fuck wall. It's poorly lit because I forget to get his light on, and you will live there for all times. But
Or until we got to replace the fuck wall.
this
with
is
the new
true.
piece of
There's only
crystal
one
board.
spot left on fuck wall 2.0, which is actually fuck wall 1.0. Long story behind that. Read the lore in the video game when it's released. And I'm not joking about that. But
the atomic asses.
what I do want to point out is, since we used to be able to see all the stuff that was purchased, but we put together an Amazon store. We're not saying buy it through Amazon or anything like that, but it's a list of all the stuff that we have in here that we recommend, that we've tested on Linux, and is legit. There.
Speaking of stores, we actually have one. You can buy t-shirts.
Nope.
If like Adam, you're eating too many ribs, you got sauce everywhere, maybe you need a new shirt. You can buy one from.
Hey, Frank's back.
store.
I got an MK3 version.
Oh yeah. You can broadcast to the world that you are a Frankenphile or a mayonnaise enthusiast, or just buy some chair stickers and slap them on your friends. Rate them from 1 to 4,
right.
just like we do actual games.
Dude, all right. Linux Gamecast across the back in nice cursive, mayonnaise enthusiast.
Mayonnaise. Yeah. Let's do it.
I'm down with it. We can make it happen.
All right.
Hey, thanks for keeping us honest. We do this. We're completely independently financed. We don't have commercials or anything like that. And one good thing, we actually had someone think is like, thanks for not doing like clickbait. No.
I mean, we could all do like a really, constipated face, and you could edit that into the.
So here's the thing. Here we in this coming segment, we got 5 hot tricks that Windows gamers don't want you to know. No, not at all. You can trip.
It's the news.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do some news. Yeah, so normally we start with NVIDIA drivers, but if you are an Intel or AMD user under Linux with that graphics card, you might feel a little left out. Well, we got you. Mesa 19.1 has been released. These are the open source drivers that are pretty much plug and play. So if you got an Intel GPU or a AMD GPU, you just need to update to this. It may be in your distribution a little later than today, but you could be a pro and compile it, unless you're an Arch user. Then you gotta wait for someone to build it for you. Anyways, OpenGL 4.5 is now a thing for
hate mail Jordan at LinuxGameCast.com.
OpenGL 4.5 is a thing for the 2 games that actually use it, and there are a lot of RADV and Intel Vulkan driver fixes, which is really what we're here for, right? It's because it makes you Proton better, so you want that extra Proton performance. There's some other performance fixes, stuff for The Witcher 3, Project Cars, other games that were once promised to be on Linux, but now you need DXVK to play on Linux.
Project Cars gets an extra dose of go fuck yourself, right there, because they straight up is like, okay, the first one we didn't do, but we got this new thing where when we're done with Project Cars 2, we'll backport it and make it work on our new engine. Okay, Project Cars 2 is out. Hey, the Linux port. Smoke bomb. Yeah.
Smoke bomb. Yep.
Dicks.
But that's available for your perusal. You can download it and enjoy your improved performance on Windows
pretty
games.
Good. How long do you think we're gonna have to wait for the new AMD hotness is gonna be coming out in July 7?
I
Wait,
think
video cards? When did they say the video? This is gonna come out.
The video cards, I think they are also releasing in July. At least the 5700 and the 5700 XT.
That's neat. Good times.
Yeah.
Speaking of video cards,
it may not be included here, but whatever.
we're super. Thanks for asking, man. Exclusive from WCC's Speculationville, but sometimes the speculation pans out. I mean, that's the only reason we don't use them as a source. But I'm like, sometimes this is legit, and this one is believable. We've talked about the super. Thanks for asking. Cards. Dude writes, specifications have been added from another source. Very venerable. Igor. I'm not making that up.
It's Igor.
Igor the Igor. But if we scroll down here, this is the lineup. If this is to be believed, and this is not confusing at all in any way whatsoever, the new chips for the 27 TIS, that's what I'm calling it. This is going to be the 27 Ti Super. Thanks for asking. And the 2080 TIS. So the 2060 is now the 2070. The 2070 is now the 2080. But the 2080S is a 2080 Ti non-S. Because, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you told me, to my face, that NVIDIA had a job title that, you have CIO, CFO, if they had a CCB, CCBs, think about that. I had a brain on it for a second. I'm like, oh, you mean a chief of confusing bullshit? Yeah, they have that. Definitely. That's got to be a job description.
Remember the
NVIDIA.
shield?
Which one? The shield? The shield? Or the other shield?
The shield, the shield,
or
the
the
shield,
Titan
and the
X.
shield.
At the end of the day, though, Brad, I gotta be honest, man. He was like, you shell for NVIDIA. Let me show you my stack of AMD processors up to including a Thunderbird. Eat a bag of dicks. If you will be handing out like 2060s, and they're gonna have 8 gigajoules of memory RAM and 2070 guts for 350?
That's not too bad.
Dude.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. I think I got
Yeah. Bring out the
Penguin.
penguin.
Here, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at him go.
I mean, that's like getting an extra video encoder that can play video games. Yes.
Yep.
Right.
And I get it, I guess, because yeah, AMD had that announcement. It's like, oh, we're going to release the Navis. Finally, everyone's been saying that the Navis were going to be like, you know, the third coming of Jesus Christ. So the RX 5700 competes with the 1080 or the 2070, and the RX 5700 XT competes with the 2080 Ti or the 2080. So NVIDIA just moves everything one over, and all of a sudden, the RX 5700 XT only competes with the new 2080.
I'm just very confused right now.
It's basically.
Hold on,
okay,
let me take a bong hit. Maybe
you
that'll
do
clarify
that.
things.
You do that. You gotta be honest though. AMD like legit. They're like, hey man, this is an hobby. This is gonna be step one. This is getting our DNA. You know, we're moving off GCN. We're moving to our DNA. This is going to be mid-range competitors. So unfortunately, the AMD fanboyism get caught in its own fucking feedback loop. And they're like, why isn't this faster than a 2080 for $150? But the fuck ever thought it was? Oh, you did. You're a moron. Stop doing that. But yeah, NVIDIA, dick move. You're like, oh, it competes with the 27. No, the 2070 is the 2080 now. No, it doesn't. It competes with the old.
Can you imagine on
2060,
Newegg, like all combining all the old and new SKUs? It's going to be impossible to figure out what GPU you're actually fucking
This is
buying.
going to be mesmerizingly pain in the assing. But the original 2060 is going to be dirt cheap, and that's a great card if you're not like.
Supposedly, it's dropping like $100 according to the article. It's dropping like $100
See,
in price.
the new
I just
2060
bought a
is-
new video card, so fuck me.
I know, right? Well, listen, how do you think I felt for like 2 months when they're like, "Oh yeah, they're going to kill Threadripper"? I was like, "I fucking course."
I mean, to be fair, I experienced a little bit of that, like after immediately dropping like $1,300
Oh,
on the
right.
1080
Flexi
Ti.
shit.
Yeah, it's like bye, hello. All right. Well, speaking of AMD CPUs, the next two things have AMD CPUs in them and GPUs.
That they do. And the first one
wood
is
paneling.
the Atari VCS. You know, that unicorn of
the
hardware
version control
retro
system?
consoles.
Oh, look, it comes in multiple versions. Nope.
Yes, because
nope, with extra
you need
RAM
multiple
and-
versions for your Atari emulator.
Dude,
I'm not joking.
Pedro, they have nope with the joystick though.
Yes. Nope,
It's
with
the
the
Nope
joystick.
stick.
It's a 3/4 button joystick. I can't actually tell from the render on
Oh,
the
what is
first
this? They even have
picture
a
that they have.
non-hipster paint scheme. Yep.
And no,
carbon fiber.
it's just red, black, and that weird brown in the front. But yeah, no. If you want to buy
Usually
the
there's
joystick,
weird brown in the back. Am I right?
Right. Like a
if you
normal
want to buy
person.
the joystick by itself, so you can cheap out on buying just the console, that's $50 for a 3/4 button joystick. It's like.
Mm-hmm.
Will
What?
it work with your Sega Genesis though?
Probably not,
Nope.
because it's wireless. But the thing is, if you go on Amazon, you can actually find an old style Atari joystick that comes with 50 games built in for $25.
You know, this
Yeah.
is, I like the analogy of like, the Bugatti Chiron looks just like my car. It has 4 wheels and doors, but
But
you know
that's the thing. This isn't going to be playing anything other than the games that it ships with. supposedly.
You lie because you can boot Windows 10 off of a thumb drive.
This thing is single source Windows 10. It's infused with nostalgia and beard oil.
It absolutely is. Yeah, so they're saying, oh yeah, well, the base version comes with all these Atari games, which will literally take up less than a fucking floppy disk worth of storage.
No, Jordan, they're HD remasters and they use Vulkan DX12.
That'd be amazing. I'd be 100%. And yeah, like here's the thing though. Like even if they're saying, oh, you can use this as an HTPC, it'll boot off like a USB drive. You know, the performance on that is going to be hot fucking garbage. Number two, I don't see this selling particularly well, considering its competition, like the Genesis one, the NES Classic, the NES or Super Nintendo Classic, or whatever. All of these guys are sub $100, and you're asking for like a minimum $200 buy-in here. $250 buy-in. That's just not. It's not going to move units.
I got to be real with you, man. I think one of the things that's going to curb stomp this is you're going to like Atari. So you, at the earliest, you're dealing with old fucks my age, because the Atari was before my time. So
yeah,
the
Atari was 75.
Older a person gets, the more resistant they are to the nostalgic bullshit curve. I mean, I'm on the other side. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about Atari. That thing was old hat when I was a kid. That's my memory attached to that. You went over to somebody's house and all they had was Atari. It's like, let's not come over here anymore.
I'm just the other thing I'm curious about is like, why did they think that an Atari emulator needs 8 gigabytes of RAM?
Man, listen, there are other questions about this. Man, maybe it'll
like
make
this
a good,
whole
wait,
thing.
okay.
Just why?
Maybe it'll make a decent Steambox question.
Like that's what I was thinking. Like it sort of, at least form factor wise, it sort of fits that Apple TV tiny little thing you can slip in like a media console that doesn't look like some disgusting computer sitting next to a TV like what I have set up over there.
I built a computer inside the box of an Xbox 360, and
yeah. And how's that going out? How's that working out for you? Do you feel fulfilled? Does your life have meaning now?
It's the single most popular thing I ever put on the internet. So yeah, that's my accomplishment.
Brilliant. All right. Well, speaking of AMD powered bullshit, here's some even more bullshit.
Maybe a little underpowered, man. Tom's Hardware.
A little? Oh, boy.
Hands-on with a Smash Z, the Ryzen-powered Smash Z pre-orders open. Ships this year. And okay, this is the thing. Reading through it, this is basically, I'm going to summarize from Tom. This thing is hot and it's slow. It's basically two snails banging. Also, look at that thick boy.
That's some Game Gear type shit.
Dude, this makes my Atari Lynx look compact. Yeah.
Big chungus over here, man.
Dude, definitely thinking like that. And plus, I'm looking at like the pinchers from this. This thing looks like it has the build quality of a potato with learning disability. I'm just not gonna lie to you, man. I mean, it fucking does. And it's running Windows 10. Windows 10. The Ryzen embedded V160B struggled to hit 30 frames per second. I mean, really. Yeah, here's the thing. They're saying the ones that they played with, it was averaging around 17 FERPs in Monster Hunter World and 30 in Doom, which this one really, some rocket cars hovered around 50.
Rocket League came out in 2013 or 2014.
This is a little bit worrisome. And when we talk about it being a big piece of kit, I mean, it weighs 600 grams. That's 1.3 Freedom units, which is 200 grams more than a Nintendo Switch, which is not exactly a light device.
It's a
tablet. To be fair, they designed the Switch with the intention that it can be dropped as well. I wouldn't risk dropping this one. It would just fucking destroy itself. And so like, and that's the thing. They have this lovely little Ryzen embedded APU that they have crippled because they need to maintain more than 3 seconds of battery life. They're gonna be charging well over $1,000 for the best model, but they're like, oh, we have a dual part motherboard, so you can take the CPU off and upgrade it with a newer, better model. So you're going to be paying $1,000 for a piece of kit that you're gonna have to immediately upgrade with the next latest and greatest Ryzen embedded APU when it comes out, because this can't even get like 60 FPS on low on Rocket League. It's not really doing this thing any favors.
No.
Well, this is what leads me to believe that, yes, now I firmly believe this thing actually exists. And it's like, yeah, you could make that out of spare parts and stick it together. 100%. Not a doubt in my
We
mind.
saw we talked about the damn Linux tablet on LWDW, and that looks like a better proposition than the Smack Z.
Yeah, my feels goes out to the people who pre-ordered this. Not the ones who have pre-ordered, the ones who backed it on Kickstarter, because that was a dream you could have bought into at the time. I'm just not.
I wonder if they'll honor those.
I look forward to that shit show, but I genuinely hope everybody who backed it on Kickstarter at least gets this as a novelty thing to be like, well, and it'll be worth something in 20 years because they're going to make 6 of them. Okay, good news, everyone.
Well, it's news, and the news is that Microsoft bought Double Fine, and earlier in the week you saw Double Fine post like several different videos.
How happy
it's like
Tim is though. He's like, yay.
That is a great. Someone picked that photo and they're like, "Yes, this is what we're gonna run on our story." Just Tim Schafer looking as dejected and depressed as humanly possible.
To be fair, it's a video and it's just the automatic thumbnail. So yeah, but Double Fine got bought by the Xbox Game Studios, and now they are one of the official Microsoft developers, joining quite a few others. And
Obsidian.
they put out Obsidian, and there was another one I can remember. They put out, I think, 2 videos during the week trying to explain, it's like, look, Microsoft bought us because we make games that they like, and they're going to let us keep doing our thing. So that's fine, I guess. And on Steam, if you go look at the Psychonauts 2 thing, and that's where the second tweet comes in, they say that it will release on all the platforms that they promised. So it'll be Windows, Mac, Linux, PS4, and the Xbox, obviously. So
yeah, first Obsidian, now Double Fine. It almost kind of makes you want to scream, "This is why we can't have nice things." But I mean, look at what Microsoft did with their acquisition of GitHub, right? They've more or less left it alone because what they want, they don't really want to like get their grubby mitts on it. What they want is to collect the profit that it makes. And Microsoft buying this out is a little bit interesting because we all know how timely and on budget Double Fine is. So I'm curious if Microsoft does change something, hopefully they'll do something to address the whole beyond the deadline and over budget tendency that Double Fine games tend to fall into. I don't know.
The second bit of news we really want to address with this is like, oh my god, this guy's falling, and they were quick. Like, this is tweet number 2 from them. Like, Psychonauts 2 will be coming to all promised platforms: Linux, Mac, PS4, and Windows 10, and of course Xbox. Smiley face.
Well, the other thing too is like, Double Fine already has Linux support in their engine. It kind of seems like it would be more work for Microsoft to come in and say, "Hey, you can't do this anymore. You gotta shut off those Linux bits. You can't produce that build anymore."
Well, I had this thought, and I was like, Microsoft or Epic? That I said, Microsoft, because there's a better chance of getting a Linux port. Ironically, in this fucked up world we're living in right now.
But then again, when Microsoft bought Obsidian, the first thing that Obsidian did is they ran into the arms of Epic and made Outer Worlds a Epic exclusive. So fuck you, Obsidian.
Nothing but love and hugs here at LGC. Okay. Wine. Grumpy time.
Yeah, so one of the extra benefits of being a Patreon is that if you happen to write anything for any sort of news site, we'll include your stuff in our show. Like this lovely article from Mr. Scoot Mashad of PC Per. So there's a bit of a kerfuffle going on in Wine Town. So the Wine Project has said, you know what, we're gonna be making our own DirectX 11, DX12 compatibility stuff. We're gonna bake it into Wine. We don't really think that DXVK is the future. We think it's a dead end. To which, everyone on Reddit who's an expert programmer and knows everything about graphics stack goes, "What? No!" But I mean, this is always gonna happen. There's always gonna be some sort of my team versus your team fucking asswankery happening online. It's been like that since you had the choice between Ed and EX, right? And I think both these projects have merit. Wine wants to do things according to their standard, and they're completely able to do that. And maybe in a decade or so we'll get good DX11 performance because they're not getting money directly from Valve to focus on that specific problem, unlike the DXVK project. But it's good to have the sort of decoupling in place, at least from Valve's perspective, and by extension from our perspective, because the graphics stack can move a lot faster than the main compatibility layer, which is kind of which is the least of the fucky things, really. And as Scoot has mentioned, the beauty of open source means that competing projects can strider code from one another and just make everything better.
I could look at it like this. Just from the outside perspective, I agree with you. There does seem to be a little bit of not invented here syndrome, but hey man, that happens. Such is life. But from the outsider, it's your standard person running Linux and like, hey, look, I can play, I like to play games, and Wine was always kind of an option. We went from better avoid DX11 titles because no can play. If you want to do that magic, you have to deal with Eon, and that's going to be dodgy to begin with, to like in less than a year, hey, I hope it's DX11, so it'll use DXVK and it'll be fast. This is where we're at. I mean, that's just the average yes, Proton DX11 is good now. And that DXVK, which it has a small advantage over what they're currently have been working on, still working on. And that advantage is it's an actual thing people can use, and it's making tons of like light speed progress weekly.
And it works.
Well, that's where I'm going to come in with the, to quote them, the ultimately a dead end DXVK being that's questionable. That's questionable because, I kind of take issue with like them saying, Wine's own Vulkan Direct 3D backend should make DXVK flurries. That might ring true, but it's going to be another decade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, saying that this thing's a dead project because the thing we're working on that can't count to potato at this point. It's a hard sell is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and admittedly, it took the Wine project almost 3 years to implement any form of CSMT, despite the person who created the original CSMT patch actively tried to work with Wine themselves. It's like, look, I can help you guys implement this, and they said no. And then DXVK comes along, and the Wine people try to get in touch with the DXVK guy.
I think the DXVK guy went, I don't want any part of that. I'm just going to
I don't want to deal with you guys, right. So go away.
For better or for worse, man. And there's a lot of people working on this in their free time, and I'm not giving anybody any static. I'm just saying this is how it appears from the outside because it does.
And it makes sense. It makes sense that Wine would have to have those strict rules because they're trying to basically provide a compatibility layer for something that is buggy and doesn't work half the time. Windows.
The fact that they actually have to reproduce Windows bugs to make things work.
This is the whole thing. I mean, we constantly read in like the, when we get a new version of Wine and staging, just like the weird, like, what? You guys are working? Yeah. What? Really? Okay. And that's nothing but impressive. So that might serve it. The move fast and break things, that is what the development pace is going on with DXVK right now. And yeah, all right, it's not. And then I understand it's, Menson build system versus, just make and.
Yeah,
so,
and if the XVK does decide to, once D9VK and VK12 are up to snuff, if the XVK decides to swallow those two, it will be the API to rule them all because all of a sudden the XVK can play everything.
This is the future we're walking into, man. It's going to end up. It's like this is not going to matter. When you're on Linux, why? Because it runs everything.
Literally everything.
All right, one last bit before we get out of here. This is like just a PSA. Arthur drop this in the show notes, but IO Quake 3, you know it, you love it. The open source reimplementation of that build engine. There's notice as of 6.13, builds possibly compromised. They're not sure, but they are sure that the server got hacked. That happened, and it really only looks like they installed some mining software on Jenkins, which is our automated server, everything that's going on there. Anyway, what are cryptocurrencies? Well, they felt out. They recommend maybe not running any of the binaries that you have downloaded.
Yeah.
just
I
in
mean,
case. Which I think, yeah.
Yeah. That's really it, right? Like, odds are, and I've seen this exact thing happen before. Someone hosts a public facing Jenkins server, which you really shouldn't do. You should keep your build server private and maybe gated through some other program. But anyways, if you have a public build server, sometimes that has like some pretty weak credentials because you want Jenkins to be able to remote into it and do your builds. So someone figures out how to get it into your bypass your weak ass credentials, gets on a server, and they're like, "Hey, I'm gonna make this run some Bitcoin because I'm not paying for this Amazon VM." But they're smart. They're saying, you know what? Someone got access to it, which means who knows. So we're gonna kill the server. We're gonna rebuild it. We're gonna have a nice, clean, non-compromised version. We're gonna regen all the keys and whatever, and put it back in. And then you can start trusting our binaries. But until then, just build it yourself. It's not hard to build it quick.
It's not. No, it's not. That's definitely a thing. All right. What do we got up next?
Up next, we got a game that only runs in Proton, which is bad, but it's actually pretty good.
It's also
so
question mark.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's get into it next.
And scene.
Yeah. That's always fun. It's very rare when you have like, yeah, this game fucking eats shit technically, but it's actually pretty fun. So it gets points there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was kind of fun, Pedro. Your like video went.
I saw.
I was like, is this gonna fix itself?
Maybe.
It's like I was. You switched the camera to me. It's like, oh crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. Okay, it caught up. Cool.
And it sorted itself out, but I was like, what's going on? How's this going to play out? Which I'm not worried about. One of the advantages of the SSDs, warm boot, 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I made it extra janky for you, Linux or Pennywise.
No. See, I mean, the whole thing about Jordan having OCD was just a myth. It's something we just told people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have OCD. I have Asperger's.
Asperger's?
Asperger's, man.
It's a byproduct of OCD.
I got a double, or I got a triple coming out of my butt. Periodically, I take
My
a bite.
voice is still out of sync. Yeah, yeah, it is.
Oh, are you out of sync?
That's what Linux Nuru is saying, and there were people saying that earlier, so yeah, probably is, yeah. Let's go to YouTube and have a listen for myself.
Right. And if Linux News is just talking shit, we'll ban them.
Nope, my voice is not out of sync on my end.
Linux
Scream
News.
run its Godzilla.
I trusted you, Linux Nuru. You lied to me.
Linux News, you've been around too long to make up shit to get attention.
Who knows? Maybe it's out of sync in Tanzania because of fucking fiber baboons.
Could
I
be.
mean, it is Tanzania, yeah, it could
Yeah,
be.
take all of his reports with a big old grain of rock salt.
Mm-hmm.
There are at least 8 levels of fuckery that he has to deal with that we don't.
Yeah. I was just on YouTube. It wasn't out of sync. What the hell?
I mean, Pedro's coming in sync via the return video. I'm not, which I assume is what is the same sort of thing that's being sent to YouTube. So
Yeah,
Look
if
at
you can
myself.
see me and hear my voice in sync, then yeah, the people should be getting it in sync as well.
Well, I'm on YouTube now.
let's all go to YouTube.
We're going to inflate our viewing numbers.
Absolutely.
It
That's
wasn't out of
illegal. You
sync.
can't do
What the
that.
hell?
I mean, Pedro's coming in sync via the return video. I'm not, which I assume is what is the same sort of thing that's being. Oh yeah, Pedro's in sync on YouTube. It's very rare when you have like, yeah, this game fucking eats shit technically, but it's actually.
I'm waiting for
fun,
Pedro to talk.
It gets points.
Yeah.
I mean, I can talk, but
Well,
yeah.
Shut up on Pedro. Your like video went wrong.
I saw.
No, Pedro's fun. I was like, is this gonna fix itself? Sorry.
So, Justin, Linux Nuru. Justin, you need to stop using Mac OS. That's your problem.
No, he was using Windows. He's using Windows. Check his screenshot that he posted from earlier.
Oh.
Oh god.
He's using Windows 10.
Dun dun dun.
And Linux Nuru, just refresh. And don't type in all caps.
Yeah, you can do that. Or, just go outside for a little bit. Might take care of itself, buddy. Oh, this is a good question. We were talking about the Pre-Pre Super Shows. Is there a way to put an Optiplex, a Dell business computer, into
Performance mode?
Yeah. Disable frequency scaling completely in the BIOS?
Someone who works desktop support probably has a good answer.
Yeah, I'm kind of throwing this out there, and it's like, maybe we'll get to somebody.
Yeah.
4 minutes, that's long enough for me to pull out the precision and look at the UEFI.
Oh, shit.
Fuck. All right, jerk position time now.
Right, go.
Actually, I'm gonna go take a piss. I'll be back.
Man, both of you gonna fucking bit. All right. Dicks.
No, you know what? I will hold it in. I do Kegels. I have bladder control.
See, I sit in a chair now. When I sit on that ball, man, ooh, that was like screeching after 30 minutes.
I never had that problem, but like, I don't know. I do deep squats and have good Kegel control.
I only do shallow squats.
Oh man, I hate seeing people in the gym who do that. Where like it's those fucking quarter squats. Like,
Oh, I know what you're doing. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
like, why
yeah.
are you wasting? You're burning calories for. If you're trying to burn
Yeah.
calories, if that's your goal, you're doing it. But that's all you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not actually doing anything. You're
Yep. All right, go PP.
I will go PP.
So performance maybe? Multi-core support. All Intel speed step.
Yeah.
C states control. There you go.
Where?
C states control. It's in the UEFI under performance. You go to C states control and you disable it.
All right, try that. Reboot it and see if it works.
Let's see. Apply. Okay.
F12 and performance. We're working on it.
And then we check with CPU power. See what it says.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
NSYNC forever.
Why does one of them look like John Romero?
I don't know.
But he fucking does, doesn't he?
It's John Romero with Rastas.
All right, I'm gonna do my mad dash.
Yes.
Do it.
Let's see. CPU power. Frequency. Info.
Now I do enjoy this notion that Pedro believes that laptop BIOS settings and desktop BIOS settings are the same.
If you disable the C states, it's not supposed to go into power save at all, because it doesn't exist.
Right. But again, lots of things not exposed on laptop BIOS that are exposed on desktop BIOS.
But yeah, the laptop BIOS does show the C states. This particular
Mazel tov.
laptop.
Mazel tov. That's no guarantee that it shows up on the other one.
And yes, it does work. It's Hardware limits 3.8 gigahertz to 3.8 gigahertz. Okay.
Can you bump that up? Do you think you can get that laptop to run at 5 and not melt through itself?
I mean, it is a pretty thick chungus, so.
Yeah. I'm so glad that has entered the lexicon. Chungus, chungus, chonker, all that shit. I love how like people were so anti just using words like that at the beginning of the internet. Like, well, not the beginning. Or like, I'm talking about like 2000, 2010-ish. Now we're just like, just make up some fucking words, man. Oh lordy, coming! Look at that chunker.
Okay. Let's re-enable the C states, because I do want more than 2 minutes of battery when this thing goes into battery mode. Okay. Alright. I like how the Fedora UEFI boot now actually includes the vendor logo.
Mm-hmm.
And it just puts the thing down below.
Yeah, no, they've done a pretty good job making like UEFI pretty painless.
Yeah.
Everyone's all like, "Why are you paying money for Microsoft signing key?" That's why. Like, fucking running.
To be fair, that's for secure boot, not UEFI necessarily.
True, but it allows shit to be installed on secure boot enabled PCs.
Yes. Not that you actually need secure boot, because that was broken like 2 weeks after it was released, but whatever.
True, but it's better than nothing, and pre-boot environment viruses exist, especially in the land of UEFI, where you're just running a little itty-bitty OS to boot your other OS. Well, actually, actually that's 3 layers deep, because if you're on Intel, you're technically running Minix, running UEFI, running Linux.
The Intel management engine.
Man, we need to do some LGC clickbait edition.
What's that going to be like?
I have no idea. We got to figure that out.
Let's see. How to get
Google how to. Okay, Google, how do I clickbait?
200 frames a second, 1080p on i3 using
GLX gears.
Using integrated in Rocket League, yeah. At 4K.
You might be able to do it at 720p.
4K, brah.
4K 720p.
And you see, it'll be clickbait, but at the end, we'll show them how to hook an upscaler to their laptop, to their TV. So
frame doubler,
FrameMeister type thing. Yeah.
Some interpolator. Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
Clickbait. Let's see. Yeah, probably don't want to launch CUDA.run.
There's a final station M4V there.
Yeah, I have to. Oh boy, that's not going to work anymore. Didn't think that plan through, did you? No, you didn't. All right.
Checkmate, atheists.
God. Yeah. Now this far, my show notes monitor is in this mode. So I used to drag it over there in full screen, but I think we can just hack around it. Woo woo.
Woo woo.
Also, I think I can put off dehydrating myself, and because I can cross my fucking legs. You can't do that in a ball. You could try. Wouldn't end well.
Crossing my legs just makes me want to pee even harder.
That's my natural state, especially around this glass, man. I'm like, nope, all fidget. Let's get that like locked in Either that or is like both legs like behind the chair.
Sometimes I would cross my legs on the ball, but I usually like prop myself up. That is the one thing I miss about the ball though, is being able. I can't do it in this room either. It's just being able to lean back and crack my back periodically. That's always fun. Actually, it's one of the things I'm putting off buying is like one of those fucking gamer chairs or whatever. Something better than this fucking dining room chair I'm sitting on right now. But like I have other shit I need to spend money on too, and
We can start a GoFundMe. I can send you one of my like legitimate barrel chairs that are made out of like oak barrels with like the steel rivets in them, which are steel and it's big and chunky. I think they weigh.
I put a chair on my wish list, and someone bought that one for you. So
I will get you one of these, buddy.
Yeah,
these are like $45.
All right, man. The chair I have at work does not survive my ass. I've like leaned back twice, and I've just heard like this crack. I'm like, oh, that's not good.
There might be an issue because this thing's only as wide as I am.
And I'm definitely wider than you.
Just a bit. You got those birthing hips.
Yeah, I'm a thick boy.
All right, let's do this. It is genuinely uncomfortably hot in here now.
Yeah, taco clock also ran out, so it's time for crime.
We're up to 47 on Threadbooper. Okay. That's recording. That's recording. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's review one of them video games.
God.
That's good. And can I keep it going till I get to the part in the notes? Yes, I can. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Chairquisition. I was kind of hoping to be a sexy banana, but instead I'm a Steam page.
How about that?
How about
you're
that?
Fire.
I am fire. Listen, who are the three greatest rappers in the history of rap? Jordan, and Jordan, because I spit hot fire. Anyways, we're throwing chairs at the final station today. You can check it out on Steam. There's the link in our show notes. It's developed by Oleg Sergeyev. I actually was gonna call him Oleg someone else because that was a fucking coworker of mine. But Andre Rumak and Do My Best. It's done on the Unity engine. Yeah, you can tell it from the screen of note that pops up before the game crashes. What is it? Travel by train through a dying world. Look after your passengers. Keep your train operational. Make sure that you always reach the next station. Make your way through swarms of infected at each station. Explore mysterious and abandoned stations looking for supplies and survivors. Pick this up as part of the Humble Tiny Build bundle. Actually, I didn't, because I didn't pay for the level that came with this game, so I had to pay $14 for it. But
oh no.
Yeah.
I could have sent you a copy.
Oh. Anyways, so we're going to take a look at how it runs on Fedora, and Solus. Let's begin. What Fedora?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, on Fedora 30, first thing you do run into is that Unity Scream of Nope, which it's been a while since I've seen you. We've been seeing that lately. Do you normally see it in older titles? This is not exactly a spring chainsaw. First thing you're going to realize is your mouse input. At least on this end, this is a Threadripper 1920, 32 gigajoules of RAM, NVIDIA 2060. New box of business, you might want to call it. Just call it the thread booping system. Mouse input, your dribble input didn't work on the title screen. I had to use the Xclone controller to get into the game. This is a known issue. I found out in the forums. And I was able to play using my wireless Xclone thingy right up until I did the first mechanic to get into the game proper. Hard nope, right to desktop. And I was like, whoa, that was quick. All right. You know what? Maybe that was just a glitch. Went through the whole thing at the beginning, and this is probably like 4 or 5 minutes. Did thing again, boom, right desktop. Great. So I was forced to use Proton, latest and greatest, to get past that first code, because I was like, you know what? Life hack. It's got cloud saves, and I'll do that. Then I'll just put the native version. I'll disable the Proton, only to find out the cloud sync incompatible between versions, because fuck me, that's why. Performance. It kind of sort of holds 60 at 1080p with it's a DX11 title, so I'm playing this with Vulkan of all things, hipster pixel Vulcans. It is playable. It does dip into the low 30s on occasion, but it's not action oriented. You can get away with it. Graphics, look at it, hipster pixel. well done. Looks nice. It's not terribly important, but the menu with the controls can't get in the game out of the box. I mean, if I didn't have that controller, I'd be like, well, what do I do? And it does seem that you can get around that if you launch the game in windowed mode, but whatever. Yeah, this only gets, it's been a while, man. A single chair for makes with the working, because you can, with enough persistence, manage to play it.
Indeed, on Fedora 30, 64-bit with the i7-6700K TX 1080 Ti, or on the 8150 with the RX 580. Yeah, I mean, the Linux build should not have passed quality assurance at all. Number one, you get the Unity Screama Nope, so that's already -1 chair. And then, you know, you get into the game proper, you're thinking, oh, this is going kind of nice. Then it crashes. And it crashes again. So, yep, you got to Proton that. Yeah, turns out that it's a busted piece of shit. Performance-wise, I mean, it runs with the aforementioned performance hit because you need to run it through freaking Proton of all things. I would like to comment on the performance of the native version, which has a range of 60 FPS to 0 very quickly. Yeah. Graphics-wise, they're pixely, but they're effective. Like, the silhouette zombie dudes, they're sufficiently creepy, especially when they all start jittering towards you.
That's a man trying to conserve ammo right there.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, don't conserve your ammo against these guys unless you know what you're doing. Control-wise, yeah, playing it through Proton, there is significant input delay on both the Steam controller and the drill Spock. So I had to play this with the keyboard and mouse, which is kind of unfortunate because this is the sort of game I kind of want to kick back on the couch and play. But so much for that. I will give it 2 whole chairs. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, you know, Unity screen and nope, so that's -1 chair out of the box. And it launches, but it does have, you know, this nasty habit of crashing if you have the audacity to try and play it. Because, yeah, the thing that you need to progress, like looking at the note that's on the wall, that just crashes the game. The performance, yeah, it seems to hover around 60. The only times that I noticed it dip was when the Steam overlay popped up a little notification, and the only notifications I have on are the ones I can't disable, like the one for when you get a new card, you get a new item in your inventory. That is the notification that I can't disable, and that's when the performance actually tanked. So I'm not entirely sure if it was the game's fault, but Valve isn't really giving me the option to disable that.
That's a lot of cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. The graphics, yeah, there are many things that don't work with this game.
You know,
graphics
worse,
are not one
even
of them.
worse, dude. That could be tissue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Between just saying with that character.
When I ran into that in the game, I'm like, yeah, no, that's a fuck ton of cocaine. What the hell? I know he's so held up.
Yeah, the controls, the DualShock behaves weirdly in the native version. You can tell that the game is taking inputs from it since it skips the intro screens, but I couldn't navigate the menu at all.
You mean the hyper refined, like jump here to jump here?
Yeah. I couldn't navigate it at all. Proton actually made the DualShock work. I could actually use the DualShock to control it, but I didn't really have that issue where the same one that Van did, that you couldn't click on the menu to start the game with the mouse. That worked just fine for me, so it gets 2 chairs.
Yeah, I didn't run into that issue where I could start the game with both the controller and the mouse, so I don't know, maybe it was just the Threadripper problem. Threadripper
Known
problems,
issue
man.
reported in the forums.
Weird. All right. Well, did you have fun with it then?
Yeah, I did, man. This is one of the things. This is the fucked up thing about this. You're like, oh, now you're going to hate on the game and call it. No, this is definitely one of the better Half-Life games I've ever played. You know, technical ass-hattery aside, the game's definitely managed to tell me a story with these fucking pixels. And that story is legitimately interesting. At first, I thought it was just another tiny build joint. You know, you run... you scream, you go backwards or whatever, because it does share some of the control DNA from several of their titles. But what is it? I mean, you're going to wake up, you go to work, and shit starts getting real, all while doing an excellent job of explaining the game mechanics without like that hand-holding. I mean, it kind of drops you in, but it's easy enough at first to be like, okay, how does this work? If you're looking at the screen right now, you do have to figure out, how do I make that check mark go green? And that's pretty neat. Basically, you have the two parts. You have to go find your key codes for your choo-choo and keep that train running, all while babysitting the fuckers that you saved. And I, like Pedro, didn't care for that babysitting right up until I realized how much those passenger critters were worth in money and bullets. Then, ladies and gentlemen, I became service-focused on my passengers. You know, unless they had the bleeds, like that poor guy right there. You know, fuck you, sorry. I need the heals more than they did. As a whole, it just comes across as tense. All of it. I mean, that is very hard to get in that mindset with a hipster pixel game, but it pulls it off, and it pulls it off very well. With limited supplies and a story that genuinely makes me want to stay alive so I can figure out what the fuck the end game is to this. It's decent writing. And, you know, want to give him a little bit of credit because the exposition, that backstory you get, often comes from your passengers. Like, oh, you're listening, it's well written. Then, you know, when you're in the base and bunkers, just kind of piecing out, what the fuck exactly? What do they mean by the first visit? And yeah, I got to know what's going on. But man, I'm willing to play this through Proton. I'll give it a solid 3 chairs for just straight up enjoyment. I got 3 hours in this damn thing.
Yeah, it's an effective little survival horror / like steward simulator, and Ben's kind of right about the Half-Life comparison, because like the storytelling is very similar, where it's just a lot of stuff you have to piece together based on what people are saying, little notes that are sort of haphazardly strewn around, or computer consoles that give logs or whatever. I mean. And you kind of just trip over them too, so it's not very intrusive. It's not like stand here and listen to this exposition. It's like as you're going looting the room, you're like, oh hey, oh what's that about? I don't know what the deal with that is. I kind of want to find out. And yeah, the survival horror portions are very well done. You're almost always going in a loop. You basically just have to go into the level, find your numbers, go back, and usually there's a shortcut that leads you to like a bunch of horrific stuff, and you're out of ammo, so you kind of gotta cheese your way through it. And oh man, you gotta cheese your way through a bunch of shit. There will be some fromage involved for sure, especially when you run out of ammo, or you're like, oh, there are 3 guys with helmets, and I have 2 pistol shots left. Ha! Let's do this. Yeah, and then you get on the train and you got to take care of your passengers, and so I found a situation where it is actually worthwhile to keep the bleeders alive, and I picked up 2 right before the mission was going to end, and I managed to keep them alive, and I got their bonuses. So really, if you're going to burn medkits on bleeders, wait until the very end. Otherwise, you're just going to be out of luck. And yeah, having to share resources with you and the passengers also makes it kind of interesting as well. Especially with the medkits, because if you can use your medkits to heal up your passengers so that they don't bleed out or starve to death, but then you can't really use them on yourself. But yeah, the narrative though is the real highlight here. There's a really creepy, intriguing story that's happening that it's very well done. You have to play the game to sort of have it revealed to you piece by piece, and there's already like little bits and pieces you can start theory crafting right off the bat, and it's very compelling. So. Yeah, it's just a shame that the native version fucking sucks and eats shit. Otherwise, give this 4 chairs, but you know, fuck it, 3.
Yeah. One thing, like right off the bat, the atmosphere, the background noise, the noises that the zombies, you know, the very subtle noises that the zombies make, and the like those weird things in the background of the level that as you walk across them, they sound really ominous. The atmosphere is just amazing here. I didn't, yeah, like Ven already alluded to, I didn't like having to babysit the passengers and having them randomly die because I don't have enough enough mat kits for myself, let alone, you know, them. Also, I did start to resent the increasing scarcity of bullets and the ever-increasing number of enemies, but the game does give you enough environmental stuff like TVs and toilets that you could just throw at enemies, so that's not too bad. And these, I feel like they're good complaints to have, because basically at this point I'm complaining about, oh, the game mechanics are working as intended. So these are nitpicks, and they didn't stop me from playing the game. No, the crashing in the native version did that. It builds a whole world just showing you stuff that's on screen. As the train is zooming along, you get to see the world change as the zombies and the invasion starts going on further and further, and that's very well done. That's showing what's happening to the world. Instead of telling me, there were many games that we threw chairs at in the past where I would have just, instead of them showing the change that's happening in the world, they would have told you, oh, the world is changing. It's like, yeah.
Oh, fuck this spot in
Thanks,
particular.
bro.
I had some fun trying to.
Yeah.
I had 2 bullets
Dude.
left in there, so that was some fromage.
I had no bullets in that, man. I had to punch my way to that box.
Yeah, and if it weren't for the glaringly obvious issues that the native Linux version has, I would give this game 4 chairs for the fun, because it is that good. It is that well done, but yeah, it has issues, so 3 it is.
Yep. All right, there you go. Technically busted, but actually a really good game.
Yeah, it's well designed too. I mean, just looking at this, I mean, they're genuinely, the fuck boxes are designed to, you have to go through the phases of, like, if you got bullets, you can bullshit your way through it, or you can, this took, I don't even want to talk about that. Let's pretend that never happened.
Oh yeah, that one was fun.
Okay,
I think
legitimately-
I left like half the room alive. I just booked it.
I had to go to YouTube for this one because I got tired of Groundhog Day on this shit. It's like, is this what am I missing? I'm like, no, you can shoot down. Oh, then this is where I discovered that you could choose ladder punches.
Yes.
Yes. Once I had that wind and punch, I was like, oh, we're good. We're good. Hack. All right. Good job, shit Linux build.
Indeed.
Yes.
Coming up next, we're going to talk about some other shit Linux builds online in space.
Space.
Deep space, that's the place. Oh shit. Obeying the taco clock, and it's not even 11:30 yet.
Nope. We have recorded for 1 hour and 8 minutes. So Pennywise, what's the best chip I can put in the 3010 that won't overheat? Whew.
Oh lordy.
Lordy, I'm not joking.
Do you need yourself a mint julep?
No, I have like straight up refrigerant in this. This has been sitting in the freezer. It's like it needs to be. This is at the end of the show because I knew I was going to be schwitzing.
Schwitzen.
Sets is the guy in like sweatpants too. I mean, I'm not helping matters.
Ooh, Destiny 2 on Stadia will not have crossplay with PC. Ooh.
Mm. So how many people?
Did they
were-
honestly
wait,
think that they're that skill based that the lag is going to make a damn difference?
You know what? The question has to be asked. A lot of people are like, "Hey, man, it was out of sync." How many of you were listening to Discord audio?
Justin, not Linux Nuru, but Justin certainly was.
I'm sure it was. All right. Show titles. Then we got to obey the taco clock. Let's take a look. Coming in first place, vote.linuxgamecast.com. Sexy Airplane. Robert.
I think that shows up as banana over here.
Okay. I couldn't tell.
My friend Pedro Banana.
Spring Chainsaw. All right. I'll give that one vote.
I'll question my bits.
Mayo Enthusiast.
Mayonnaise enthusiast. Yeah. Igor.
All right. Now we got a legit countdown. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, legit countdown. I'm gonna go take a piss. I'll be back.
All right. That is a thing. Yeah, it's bugging me. The only hardware difference is yours has a PCIe encoder card and his has the
USB one.
USB trace dingle doggle.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe that's what it is. Just USB uses up more CPU than PCI.
Well, the USB's on its own riser card because these things don't have USB 3. I had to install the USB 3 in them, and it's like, there's a PCI slot.
Oh man, for the old TV box. What do you call it? I unplugged the USB 3 cable from the motherboard, and it took one of the pins with it. And I'm like, fuck. So I had to go and get like a USB 3, like just regular SPCI card for the front facing panels. I was so angry about that too. I'm like, God damn it,
Motherfucker. Yeah.
Like it's not that awful of a problem, but it's like now I gotta go fucking to a store and buy a card and install it and
Yeah. I don't know. This is just one of those things that's bugging me. It's like actively bugging me throughout the entire show. It's like, what? You know, the brain, that semi-conscious parts, like running. It's like a beautiful mind.
But could it be this?
Right.
But could it be that?
All the permutations. This is going to be fucking 5 a.m. or 4:45 a.m. and it's like, get up. I'm like, what? He's like, I figured it out. Of course, this is going to be on like a Wednesday or a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've determined that it's the exact same CPU, unless there's like some weird motherboard revision.
I don't know, what's the BIOS level on each of those guys?
Right. I'm not dicking with it. Don't put. Okay, you had words all the way up into the on a SFF. Small form factor, maybe?
Maybe. That sounds about right.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
So, on a scale from 1 to Gary Busey, how drunk do you think Pedro is right now?
He's lost.
Where am I? He just goes full Mr. Magoo.
He's out in the hallway pissing. The closet was full. He was like, nah, this is occupied. I better go out front.
You're drunk. I'm not drunk. Can you tell the time? Turns to the clock. I'm not drunk.
Right.
Get more music at vicerecords.com.
I always love that thing at the end of it. It's like, get more music at fucking shit.com. Right.
Crack-a-lackin'.
What's cracking, Cracker?
What is that, a 420?
No, this is a 568.
Jeez, that is a big boy.
Yeah.
Stella! 568, no down, man.
Yeah.
Jeez, what? Those got to be under 2 pounds a piece, or you wouldn't have bought them.
They're under.
Pound
Well,
68.
they're just over a pound a piece. They're
Ooh.
like, yeah, it's like 5 pounds for 4.
Tesco or Aldi's?
Tesco.
Tesco. Vibrating taco party.
That sounds
Have fun with that.
That sounds ridiculously sexy, man. Hey man, you want to come to my vibrating taco party? Damn right I do. Shit, you didn't even need to ask.
Just no. Nope. Spock button.
Spot button doesn't work anymore. Nimoy's dead.
I need to wire this in. Let's see. Yeah, let's fuck with it right before we get out of here.
Yeah.
Let me add that, and that'll be in downloads. There we go.
I saw that show up on Twitter. Yeah.
We need to set that for a thing occasionally.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, when you bring up the Threadbooper, bring that up.
No.
No.
Not the PO box. Look at the address to my rental. It gets to me. It just takes it a minute.
Yeah, just like what the poor people living at that house are like. Mr. Landlord, sir, we got this mysterious box.
No,
Has a skull drawn on it.
I got a box for. Well, that's for the business address for the fucking show is because hey man, hard mode, right? But no, I go and check it like once a week ish. Or if it's like a package or something, because if we get some of the wish list, man, Greg will be like, yo, you got a thing here. Cool. It's just right down the road. I need to get a P.O. box, though. I just... See, that'd be a bad idea. If I had a P.O. box, then I'd be inviting people to, like, send me some things. And I don't need random shit showing up here.
Anthrax?
Well, I like the buffer zone. Yeah, it's going to take out my tenant. I'm going to be down like $400 a month, but I won't be dead.
You'll just never rent another property again.
Right. I'd be like, yeah, maybe the insurance will kick in for that. You know, sometimes not having the GIFs animated, good thing.
Yeah. What's shaking, bacon?
We gotta get out of here. The gnomes will get us.
It's gnome country.
Can't stop here. That movie still holds up, man. I know it's not exactly true to form to the book, but that's a good movie. It is not as good as Where the Buffalo Roam, though. Which was Bill Murray's take on Fear and Loathing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Hunter S. Thompson did not like Bill Murray. He was like, no, I didn't approve of that. And it's a lot closer. It speaks more to truth than Johnny Depp's version.
Yeah. No, but then there's that the Rum Diaries, and that was fucking terrible.
Yeah. It's like I watched that. I was like, there's a reason he never published that book.
Yeah. Oh, well, they're like, hey, it's Johnny Depp doing more Hunter S. Thompson, so I was expecting like more Fear and Loathing type shit, but no.
Pouring salt on a cephalopod. Is there anything more romantic?
Pouring pepper on a cephalopod.
Maybe. Sodium. I don't. Do you like soy sauce? I don't hate it, but it's way too salty.
I don't use it as a dipping sauce. Like I use it as an ingredient, but I don't usually like it on its own.
Yeah, as like a sauce to pour over something after it's done.
I can see like maybe a dip, just as you want that like. All right, sodium. That's good.
Nori is a big fan of soy sauce. She puts it on everything.
Is she in the kitchen doing fucking lines, man?
No, but whenever I cook something, she just dumps it all
sauce
over. It's
on
like, okay. Everything gets soy sauce. That's fine. Everything gets mayo for me, so... meh.
Do you ever think it's a defense mechanism against your cooking?
It's like the drown it in ketchup approach.
Yeah.
It just doesn't taste like shit. It just tastes like ketchup.
But that's the thing, that it just tastes saltier.
I'm just gonna leave that one alone.
Yep.
Spock button. Spock button.
I need to make one. We need to make a USB Spark button.
Spock over IP.
Fuck yeah.
All right, I got 5 seconds.
All
Let's, get funky.
Soy sauce colon cleanse leaves woman brain dead.
Hey,
Okay.
man, we were talking about The dangers of shooting stuff up your butt in the pre super and go back and listen to that.
It's a recurring
Yes.
theme of this episode.
It is. This is true words. All right.
It's not true. It's the true. It's the poo poo true.
Okay. We got it. Last bit. Buckle up. Get ready to
Buckle up,
release your
buckaroo.
adults in 3, 2.
And wouldn't you know it, it's almost over. We just have a couple of more bits of hate mail to get through, and then we're out of here, and you can go about your life, or, listen to the next podcast that you have queued up, whatever the case may be. But hey, chances are, during this little spiel, what we did over the past hour and some odd minutes, you probably have something you'd like to tell us, even if it's just, to tell us to shut up, or call us... What was it the other guy called us? Fucktards?
I mean, you gotta speak truth to them.
You gotta be more specific there, man.
Right.
No, someone left us a comment on LWDW that was far more fitting for a hate mail than it would be for feedback for that particular show. But that person had some strong opinions about Hidden Wasp.
Screechy Riri. Hey, if you want to be a Screechy Riri,
You can go to LinuxGameCast.com and you hit the contact button. Just fill out the form, make sure LGC Weekly is the show that you're submitting that contact form to, and we'll be happy to feature your message right here, right now. Yes, you can include all the re for this particular show.
oh, okay. Hold down the E. You can cheese it
Yes.
with the shift. All right, I had to figure that out. Learn something today.
Stop cheating the spam golem. I don't
No.
know. We got some hate mail from Artane though. This is our first one. It's talking about Stadia. It says, I've been watching LGC 355 and you guys mentioned that Destiny 2 is running
Hey, that's your own damn fault. All right.
Yeah. Destiny 2 is running natively on the Stadia service. Where did you guys get this information? Did Bungie or Google explicitly say that Destiny 2 is running on Google's Linux powered Stadia servers? Tin, buddy. The $130 Stadia bundle comes with Destiny 2, and I'm just gonna let you in on a little something. Stadia's not running Windows on the back end.
No, it's all Linux,
But-
all Vulkan. Google
but-
made a
but-
very big deal
Now,
of that.
I'm going to go ahead and throw this back. I forget the episode number. You go find our initial mention of when I had access to Project Stadia way back when. Because like, oh yeah, and check this out. You know this shit's not running Windows. Jordan was like, it's probably just running in a VM on Windows.
It absolutely is,
Mhm.
100%. To be fair, that cynicism was worthwhile, right? It could have been, but it's not, and I'm happy that it's not. That said, though, Destiny 2, no crossplay with PC or PlayStation 4. No, not on Stadia.
Well, I mean, this is like probably the most frustrating thing about Stadia is we're going to know there's Linux builds.
Mm-hmm. And if you go look at the Steam page, it's Windows only.
Well, that's what it's going to be. I mean, to their credit, I mean, a Stadia build isn't something that you can just poop over to, I mean, from the ground up. You have to.
Yeah, the work to get the game engine working on Linux has already been done. It already works on Linux with Vulkan. All they need to do is compile the base client on that build system.
Now, in all fairness, the support issues for Stadia is like, can you play video?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
just target SteamOS, target Ubuntu LTS.
No, see
There.
what we need is the Epic Store to produce their own Linux distribution. It'll
Mhm.
be called Epic Linux, and it's entirely community backed, and it's running Linux 2.4 in like
I don't know,
GCC
man.
3.
Maybe next week we'll have a certain someone on who might be talking to Epic about a thing, and we'll know more. I don't know.
It's entirely possible. Trademark.
All right.
Let's go to space. Next one's from
let's stick with Stadia.
Saxcar. Saxcar.
Saxstar says SpaceX and Amazon will have internet provided by satellite in the near future. Do you guys think this will help with game streaming services? The latency might not be an issue. Data caps, on the other hand. Hold on. Hold on. So you're saying that you having to send your connection to space and then come back to Earth to some server somewhere and then go back to space and then back to you latency is not going to be an issue?
You know,
Because space.
these are going to be in. They're going to geosync. They're going to be in low
Lore
orbit.
Orth.
So your latency is going to be between. I mean, realistically, between 60 and 80 milliseconds.
Which is still pretty bad when you consider that on an average home connection, your latency is 15.
Well, you're not going to get great latency with Wi-Fi. Period. That's just like that's kind of a virtue of the beast of the networking model that we utilize right now. But we were talking about this a little bit in the pre-super shows, and we're not really sure. Like, if you're gonna need to buy like some special mobile enhancement thing that plugs into USB.
Well, you're going to need an antenna.
Yeah, you're gonna need an antenna. Is it just gonna be a little box like a MiFi?
No, I hope it's like an inflatable Antonio Banderas life-size doll that you have to fill with helium.
No,
you know where the antennas are.
You get 1 free gigabyte every time you buy a can of Pringles. Is that how it's gonna work?
It's a Pringles can wrapped in tinfoil. That's the antenna.
I don't know. I mean, 3 competing things. I've tried playing. Now, this has been years ago. We're talking probably a decade ago with satellite internet. Just out of shits and giggles, I think I tried to load up Quake World, and that was like 800 milliseconds on a good day.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, this is not like Starlink or anything like that. These are going to be fucking close. So, you know, you can get away with first-person shooters with 80 milliseconds. Fucking ask Foxy. We were playing Doom, and
Quake Doom.
He regularly plays Rocket League. You know, from Australia with us with plus 500.
Mm-hmm.
So then all of a sudden, when you put it in that, 80 starts sounding doable. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to be winning any sort of fucking pro tournaments on that, but like for regular gameplay, it should be fine. I'm just concerned, like, ubiquitous internet's everywhere. How are the freaking telcos going to respond to that? That's
prices. They're going to be funding everybody they can to, like, this is going to melt your brain meats. Go protest and get it banned, like they did with what was it, WiMAX? Remember WiMAX? Dude,
let's use all that freaking TV airspace that no one's using anymore because it's all digital.
Dude, they went straight to the ham operators and were like, this could possibly interfere with emergency services, like on a Tuesday after 6 p.m.
You know, like TV didn't for the past 70 years.
It's different because reasons. And here's some more money.
Hi Poland.
You know, honestly, I am kind of happy about this because this is like, once you pop, you can't stop this shit. I mean, you can't stop shit from outer space hitting a receiver, and that makes me all the happy.
Look, for basic internet usage, it is going to be awesome. For playing games,
if it comes in a reasonable fucking price, think how quick could they shrink this, and it's going to be in your mobile device too.
Well,
that's the main target,
right?
Well, that's the thing. Like, ubiquitous internet everywhere is sort of like the cyberpunk dream, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when we're already living in the cyberpunk dystopia, so we'll see how that'll screw us in the long run.
Hey, man,
pocket computer.
On that screwy long run, let's cue the music. You could always find us around 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, where we're kind of dropping hints that maybe that is going to become 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, starting in July. I don't know. We'll have to test run it. Until then, you can get hold of me at Vinstone on the Twitter nets, and I'm at Vinstone on mass.linuxgamecast.com.
Yeah, you can find me punking all the cybers, wearing my mirror shades, my polychromes, at the Burning Fool on Twitter, plus Jordan, or not, there's no plus Jordan Swung anymore.
Plus Jordan Swung, baby.
Yeah,
6 years.
Listen, man, keep going to plus.google.com. It'll come back. You just gotta believe, man. Or at Frocho at her Mastodon, mass.linuxgamecast.com.
Well, I guess if you're a G Suite user, you could still go to plus our names, G Suite. G Suite. Look,
it's the G Spot, man.
I've been drinking.
It's where it is.
You know, honestly, we were making bets. Like, we thought you were going to be a buckload more drunk. You're doing good, buddy.
All right.
Keep it up. Chug.
If you want to not see me chug, go to twitter.com/unaccounted4. That's where you can find me. Just follow me there. If you say something, I will reply. Possibly.
Don't believe him. Possibly.
Not in 100 years.
Nope.
Not at all.
Credit time.
Roll it. Transform. Roll out. Never trust an electric unicycle is the real
True
moral of
words
the
never
story.
spoken.
Yep.
If anybody kicks in your door and he's like, "Hey man, I'm giving away free jellyfish enemas," run.
I was thinking like someone kicks down your door and they're riding an electric unicycle.
Gotta give love to our executive producers, Arthur Foxy, Empty Atomic, Mike G. Barbrand, Drummer 7, Aldius, Homplo, and MacGeek.
Woohoo!
And you too can play the home game trying to read out all the producers
Trace,
as they
Kim,
scroll on
Sma,
by.
Igor, Mir, Jordan,
Igor.
David, Ethro, Steve, Pablo,
Topical Gaius, Mathieu,
Mini
the
Jack,
Targos,
Massively,
Grayson, Zoe, Jack,
Greg. Don't forget about
Alvinston,
Greg.
and the real Pedro
What
Mateo.
about- and, oh,
Fucking Gonzo
Adam.
2000.
Oh shit!
Most 2000
and the people
Gonzo.
who've helped build this studio: Mike, Maddie, Linux Guru, Truggy,
Mike
Aldius,
is
Arthur,
winning.
and Bradley, Jim, Steve, Dumb running out of breath, Lutrus, Dan W, E-Rod, hurry the fuck up, John M, Mr. Red, Clonkia, Admiral JT, Mir, fuck, in Mag, couldn't do it, Ryan M, fuck off, Frank,
J.
J,
J. Rulo, Jellybean, and
and Hablo.
Warp 9.
Man, I was trying. Vision got blurry. I need.
Oh yeah.
I need an
Well,
extra
I-
lung.
Your voice was wavering at the end too. You're just like I was like, fuck man.
Died. Died of everyone. We'll see you next week.
Smash that like button, fam.
Smash that floor, fam. Don't worry, the glass desk will break my fall.
Smash that fright button, man.
That's okay. I needed a couple of more breathy holes.
If you ever hear that, run.
I don't know. Maybe I want to get into a fight with the sharks.
Oh man. What is it? There's nothing sweeter than the sound of a child's laughter, unless it's in the middle of the night and you live alone.
It's true.
Yeah. Oh, we made it.
We did it.
Oh, yes.
All right.
So-
all right, Governor.
So okay, one thing I
Yes.
didn't test was I went into the Steam overlay when I was playing The Last Station, and I accidentally right-clicked on someone's name. They're like, "You can invite someone to play this game."
Does it say it has a multiplayer?
I don't know, but I didn't think about it. But like, Steve Overlay doesn't usually do that.
Steve
unless-
Overlay? God damn it! You're dropping show titles in the after shows, and
I mean, we already used Steve Overlay.
We already used that one, yeah.
damn it!
I've been calling it the Steve Overlay since we used that as a show title.
I blame Canada.
and the Steve runtime.
Mm.
It's the
If this
Steve
game has
Linux-
multiplayer, I'm playing that shit Friday.
Um,
Maybe it has
I
like
don't think
16
it-
player where we just put an arc, like a wall of lead.
Yeah,
Single player only.
we're gonna send wave after wave of our own men after the zombies until they hit their preset kill limit. Nope, no multiplayer.
Boo!
that would be kind of fun. I think-
Jeez, mayonnaise enthusiast. That kind of jumped up.
Yeah, it did.
My friend Pedro, banana.
Banana. Banana, terracotta pie. All right, I'm gonna go
Low
intoxicate myself.
Earth orbit. All right.
Low Earth orbit.
Screechy wee wee. It's screechy ree ree. Golden
Scratchy
cleanse.
wee wee.
Who done this?
Listen, if you have a screechy wee wee, go see a doctor.
Or call the circus.
If your wee wee screeches for more than 5 hours, please go see your physician.
Sir, step away from the jellyfish.
I say that, but someone at work whose last name is Wee, and that's WEE.
telling you, man, I was upset when they came out with a Wii U, and I was like, motherfuckers, you could have called it the Wii Wii.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Makes me want to build shit in a montage. Wee. I see what you did there. You're dead to me.
Oh, wait.
God damn it. I was watching a thing on French Foreign Legion, and the drill instructor had everyone like doing push-ups, and he was talking shit, making them say, yes, like that, but they were all going, wee. It's like, that's adorable. It was. And don't go exaggerating, Justin. It was technically a show. 1 hour, 19 minutes, 54 seconds, and 15 milliseconds was our runtime. A little longer than normal. Give you runtime.
I mean, couldn't have been the Steam segment. That one was tiny.
We need to start releasing the show in GIFs.
You know, whoever we put in charge of doing the subtitles for the GIFs, they're just going to make us sound really, really bad.
I don't mind the GIFs. All right. Keep posting them, people. You're awesome. But if your GIF is like 30, 40 seconds long and your subtitle, just post the fucking video, son.
Yeah, might as well include the audio at that point. The size is going to be probably less than the GIF.
There's no probably to it. The video is going to be by like a factor of 8 smaller than the GIF.
Yeah.
Period. 100% of the time.
MP4, ladies and gentlemen.
Tuner.com. It's go time. Chaplin. That was an interesting movie. Did you ever see that?
No.
Chaplin. It was like long. It was like released in like 92 or some shit. I went back and watched that. It was alright. I didn't mind it.
Like, all the Charlie Chaplin stuff on TV in Portugal, at least, was always like the shorts.
Mm.
It was like a couple of minutes and that was it.
He financed like that the whole like anti SS movie thing he did, because I think it was at Disney at the time, and they were like, well, we don't really want to irritate them because we're kind of
I mean, it's not like Walt Disney was exactly a closet Nazi. Oh, wait.
Aw. Well, Linux Nuru, at least you got to know him. Mine, nope, when I was 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always somebody worse off.
I mean, my parents lived long enough to divorce each other, so...
Oh. Yeah, there's a... This is one of the like downsides of like, there's always negative return. If you're like, oh man, this shit happened. There's always somebody going, oh, we're playing this game?
Yeah, it's always fun to get phone calls from one bitching about the other, and then
Oh, they're
getting
trying to
phone
fucking
calls from
play
the
you.
other
Oh,
bitching
that's
about
adorable.
the one. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, listen. This is all hedges on Christmas presents, okay? Just so we're clear. Play that smart, man.
I'm in England now. I got as freaking away from them as I possibly could.
Admittedly, I stopped on the East Coast. My mom's definitely to the age now. She's like, you should come visit more. And, like, airplanes work both ways.
Why don't you come visit?
Oh, yeah. I didn't run or anything. I was like, I gotta peace and get off the island, man. Go do some things.
And no, Shay, I will not chug. I like to enjoy my beer.
The Great Dictator, that's good. There's actually a Russian film called Hitler Kaput. It's really good. We've lost Jordan. You know, it doesn't yeah, it bothers me.
It bothers everyone, let's be honest.
Not really. I mean, here's the one thing. You can tell that there was effort put into doing like alternating patterns, except for that one. He's like, fuck it.
Except they don't line up at all.
Well, it's not even that. The one directly behind his head is like parallel. It's not even alternated.
Yeah. There's like, in the middle there, those are acceptable. And then you start going off to the right and it's just wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, an attempt was made.
I'm actually
Clearly
probably
an attempt existed at some point.
Well, so here's what it was I put these up on a Thursday before the stream, and I'm like,
Oh,
it's
fucking!
4:45, like,
You're gonna throw Thursday under the bus. I see how it is.
yeah. I will 100% throw Sandy under that bus, and he will enjoy it and appreciate it, and be grateful for it. Be like, man, I really love getting caught up in the tire treads of that bus. Thank you, Jordan.
Man.
Like, for you, Sandy, anytime.
Oh. Man. I don't know. I want you to make a pretty pattern.
I'm probably gonna reconfigure them into like the pillars, just like some stripes.
It's just I know we were definitely gonna have like somebody like tuning into the first time. It was like, oh, is that one special?
Yes, I have needs, special needs,
And
they need to be accommodated.
If you could get like a stool and put like a crayon box on it, we could sell it a little harder.
Yeah, just scrawl something on the wall and marker.
Oh man, you can get transparent shit so you can write.
Yeah, no, some pudding stains too, just for fun.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck
We
yeah.
got
Maybe
it.
some Legos.
Nah, I'd step on those. That'd be fucking miserable.
Yeah.
I will say, stepping on 4-sided dice is worse than stepping on
I was about to
Legos.
say, man, get hard with it. Stepping on anything hurts. I mean, there's no cushion. It's like, oh, yep, fountain.
Yeah, that yeah.
Yep.
I'm flat-footed though, so like I got extra surface area of just like, oh, anything that will bury itself in my foot will end up in my foot.
If I don't have these things on, these are my around the house slippers, I walk like on the balls of my feet, dude. I've caught too much bullshit.
I just like walking barefoot. Like,
Nope.
Yeah, no.
I've stabbed my feet too many times.
oh no, my toes get caught on shit all the time and smashed up, and it's fucking miserable. But like,
And you still
I
haven't learned.
Nope.
I just like walking barefoot. I'm willing to put up with it. I'm willing to suffer. What does that say about me? That I'm a masochist. I show up here every week.
I mean, that's the nicest thing someone can say about you. Yeah.
The
Actually,
boy walks
no.
barefoot. I mean, you say what you want about Jordan, but he walks barefoot.
Yeah.
Good on him. Good lad. Shame about the jellyfish.
Yeah. Poor
Don't
jellyfish.
put jellyfish up your butt, kids.
Nope. If you do, record that shit.
Yeah. You'll make
Oh.
a mint.
Baby.
Snuff.
Hey, man. Hey, man. No. Could you dry? Yeah, you could dry jellyfish. All right, see, I had to work out through the logic of, like, could you snort a jellyfish?
Could you snort a jellyfish? You know what? I think you could even like non-dried up. Maybe you could get it up there, like maybe a small one.
Listen, man, I'm just saying with enough ballistic backing.
Oh yeah, no, fucking pressurized jellyfish right up the nose. Yeah, hold on, let me get my air compressor. I'll be a minute.
I'm just, dude. Compressed jellyfish. Yeah, that's no one expects that. They hit you with a paintball. You're like, poof, jellyfish.
Dude, that would suck too, because you're like, ow, that hurts, and then the jellyfish toxin kicks in. You're like, ah.
Oh, it'll great. Keep them alive and like have a chamber that pokes it with a stick to piss it off a little bit. Hi, Peter.
Oh man.
Right.
Man, yeah. For those of you who haven't been stung by a jellyfish, what it feels like is nothing and then instant burning pain.
Well, there's you can get all the fucked up by a jellyfish, and you don't notice until the next morning. You're like, oh, okay, yep,
Yeah.
all right. That's the
Oh,
thing.
my leg has an interesting pattern to it.
Vinegar. Yeah.
Vinegar,
But,
pee works in a pinch.
Actually, that happened to my dad when he accidentally stepped on a sea urchin when he was diving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pee on it. Although apparently that actually doesn't help, and it's a made-up thing.
Dude, that is a me practical. It's like it's something that get out of control. It's like, yeah, piss on it, and it'll make it feel better. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. My dad told me of that, and then I found out later that it's like, oh yeah, no, that's fucking bullshit. I'm like, some guy just wanted to pee. I'm
Nice.
like,
Well, you definitely got to think like the ammonia in urine. Welcome to science.
right, like
cast.
that was my thought process too. Like maybe there's some kind of reaction with like, but no, it's piss on it.
I don't know.
Wormuria. Yeah, there you go.
Like, oh man, I stepped on an urchin. Form of R. Kelly.
Literally, the best thing about having a penis is just the ability to direct your pee at things.
And needing to find excuses to pee on things.
Well, that was the thing. There was that bar that they started putting like a little black blotchy sticker on their toilets, and like they realized that if you give someone something to aim at, they're not gonna pee. They're less likely to pee on the floor. So
This is why you tune in live.
yeah,
Real talk.
yeah.
Late night.
I went to a place that had like little goals with a suspended ball that you
Thankfully,
aimed
that
and
ended
you
with goals. Ols. All right.
Oh, good times.
and you'd aim at the balls and you kept scoring goals. Yeah, that was a thing that I experienced.
Aim at the balls and keep
Goals
scoring.
and goals.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Urinal balls to no.
Alright.
Let's not Google for that.
Just
Let's just not.
nah, man.
Don't do
No. I started typing it out and it's like, what the hell are you doing?
I forget what it was. It might have been like last week. I had to do a search for something. I'm like, fuck me. This is gonna be dirty. And you're looking for something legitimately innocent, but you're like, it's not gonna be innocent according to the internet. Who has Metal Slug Axe? I'm thinking about playing some of that Friday. It's got multiplayer.
Metals. Do I have it in Humble? I don't know.
I think that's where I got it.
Clearly, I don't think you'd go out of your way to buy Metal
No.
Slug.
It's got
Just
multiplayer.
found it.
There it is. Oh man, does wearing that shirt cause you to spell like that?
Yes.
I don't know how many multiplayer people it is.
I think it's like 2 or 4.
Oh. I know it works
so
with
I
Proton.
I know arcade Metal Slug is like 2, I think.
Yeah.
I'm down for playing some of that Friday.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe we want to leave that slot open for a Patreon.
Yeah, it
so.
does have multiplayer
I know it has multiplayer. That's how this conversation started.
on Steam. It has multiplayer.
The fuck do you think I was talking about? What version?
Don't worry.
Sweetheart,
about it.
I've already
He's
bought a
catching up.
ticket to ride this logic train back to. So fuck
All
off.
right, I'm gonna sit back.
You
and get some
think
popcorn.
logic is involved at this time?
Dude, listen, man. It's kind of early for you to be bringing out the weapons grade, stupid.
It's midnight where you're at.
I've been up longer than you, guaranteed.
I got up at 10 a.m. here, so that was about
Yep, I
19
was up before
hours
you were.
ago.
420.
Woo,
Non-ironically. There was something else that was 420. And I was like, oh, right, this thing's at 420.
Good old Penstone waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Getting
4:20.
baked on principle.
Let's see, 4:20, so you woke up about 40 minutes before I did. Okay.
Tell me,
See,
man.
I love this game that people play. It's like who wakes up the earliest? I'm like, fuck no, man.
I
Who's-
don't. I gotta get up and go
love
to work.
Sleeping, man.
Yeah,
if I could sleep all day.
get
I
up
would.
at 7 a.m. every single day of the week.
Get
Sounds
up
like a
at,
personal problem.
I get up at 8:30 because I have a 5-minute walk to work.
I couldn't, man. At 7:30, man. This is what I try to explain. It's like, by noon, I've been up for 12 hours, right? I'm running out of shit to do at noon. I don't know. Are you an early, like, regular, like, no, I have to get up, go to work? I always get up just way too fucking early. I look at the clock when I wake up and growl. Like, Arr.
Sometimes I'll wake up like 20 minutes before the alarm goes off. It's like, oh, fucking really?
Oh, yeah.
That's fucking just torturous, cruel.
Yeah.
Like, really.
Right. That's your circadian rhythm going like, ah, fuck you.
It's like, oh, look, you usually get up at around this time. No, I get up 20 minutes later, motherfucker. I'm asleep.
You're gonna suffer.
No, the worst part is like waking up and then your alarm goes off and you're like, fuck, that was like 3 seconds I could have spent unconscious.
Oh, and like getting up like genuinely like 3 or 4 seconds before the buzzer. You're like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, here it
You're
comes.
like, what time is it? Right.
Right.
Fuck. It's that o'clock.
Okay. When you put it like that.
Gmaze.
Genius. It's Australian.
It's GNU Mace.
Well, you gotta look like, East Australia, it's all like regular. But like every like town and shit in like West Australia is like named after like shoes bouncing around in a dryer, man. It's like literally whooped up. I'm right, or am Michael? It's like jibbity bee boop.
Jibbity boo.
Okay, Foxy's confirming it, so there we go.
I'm shopping around towns because this all ends with us doing a morning drive time radio show in Australia, so I just keep the options open. That's why we haven't broken out the soundboard yet. That's like cracking the first seal.
That is the clarion call of the end times.
It puts the shit in motion, man, and I'm not ready to move just yet.
It begins the rumblings of the world serpent. Jormungandr signals the Ragnarok approaches.
All right, I genuinely have like got a fan on or something. I'm going to pass out. I'm going to get the vapors. Then we're going to do some rocket cars. Then we're going to bounce out of here at a reasonable hour. How about that?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Actually, the temperature went down considerably after like 4:30. So.
Oh, it's only 21 degrees here, but fuck all if that matters to this room that's well insulated, unlike the entirety of the rest of the house that's insulated with like newspaper between the fucking sheetrock. Ugh.
Randy Kookaburra. That's a
Take that,
pork
it's-
name.
filter.
9 whole Celsius outside.
It's 21, which is pleasant. The rest of the house is swimming.
What the fuck? It's 16 degrees and it's raining. All right.
Yeah, no, it's like 9 whole Celsius outside, so I'm good.
Yeah, no, it gets like ridiculously humid in Toronto in the summer. It's not great.
It's ridiculously humid here all year long.
Yeah, that's why I don't live in jolly old England. I live in chilly old Canada. Except during the summer when it's not chilly. At least I don't live in Alberta where there are fucking mosquitoes everywhere though. That was fun. I'm like fucking cracked to mosquitoes too. Like if they're around, they fucking zero in on me.
Yeah, see. Mosquitoes, between me and Nori, she gets stung all night long, and I'm like, nothing.
So here's the thing with me and mosquito bites is I will scratch them until they bleed because then they're not itchy anymore. They're just painful and bloody, and I can deal with that. I just can't deal with the itch. So yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, no, apparently my blood isn't particularly tasty.
Oh yeah, my blood is fucking delicious, man. They love that. They love it so much. Can't get enough.
Apparently, the weather bot is going to change.
That fucking weather bot, man. Why do people insist on using it in Discord? It makes they do it to troll people. I get it, but like, if you when I need the weather, I just scream at Google to give me the weather.
Yeah, it's like, so will I need an umbrella today, Google? It's like, yes, it will rain from this time to this time. It's like, oh, cool.
Fucking mosquitoes, man. I hate them. I hate them so much. That's why I don't go camping more. Because every time I go, I'll just be covered in mosquito bites, which means I'm going to be covered in bloody scabs.
That's a big ass mosquito skull.
It's not. Mosquitoes don't have skulls. They have exoskeletons.
Shh.
Fucking idiot. Ugh. Yeah, he has the mosquito net turned inside out. Oh yeah.
All right. We're going to.
Yeah, alright.
Boom. Watch that. Magic trick.
Bye, John.
Bye. We're going to be playing ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're sticking around for the after shows, then we're going to play some Rocket League, and we're going to do something that's highly irresponsible. We invite everyone of our beautiful party patrons to join us live on air in the after shows. Sounds like a horrible idea. We do it every
I think
week.
we're all gonna die.
Dude, way ahead of you.
You're dead.
I was born dying.
I was born dead. I'm a miscarriage.
Of justice.
He's a superhero.
The miscarriage of justice.
I got a new banner. I don't fucking care. I wonder if Slutbutt's gonna invite me.
Mistake again.
I hear a foxy.
Oh, good. You do hear me. Very
Nope. Quit lying. You can't hear
good. Okay.
me.
All right. All right. Fair enough. No one wants to talk to me.
That's right, Michael. No
Well,
one.
Don't know. He's what's his name? The not Doug.
He's not Michael.
The not Doug?
You know, from Thor. And
Oh.
Endgame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not Doug.
Korg.
There's Krog.
Korg.
and-
Korg
Meek.
Nano.
Korg and Meek. I do like how they fucking changed Meek to not be a sniveling little bitch, but that was kind of his character arc. Also Korg. Korg is just fucking Taika Waititi superimposed into the Marvel universe, and I don't have a problem with that per se. It was just kind of out of nowhere. It's just like, okay, it's Korg, but it's not. It's just fucking Taika Waititi.
Korg. Well, see, when I hear Korg, I'm thinking organ. Electric organ.
Yeah. Speaking of that shit though, I need to watch the What We Do in the Shadows series, because I hear that's really good.
See, yeah, the first episode I was like, oh shit, we're back. More of what I love. You nailed it, TV show. I mean, with the way they did it. Very happy with it. Time I got in the second episode, I was like, yes, all right. Yeah, I don't know if it wasn't bad, but I was like, I don't know if I need another. I was good with the first dose.
I gotta give it a shot. I'm almost done DS9.
That'll do it. Let's see. Create a party. Who
What's going on,
wants
guys?
Party!
invites? Type it out.
Me.
Type it out.
Me. Okay.
That's all I need. 1, 2, 3,
Buckle my shoe.
Me.
4.
Apparently, Mr. Foxdog has turned into Beaker.
Nah, man.
Me.
You see, Australians can only reproduce every 9 years, and
But by turning into Beaker, I guess he's kind of phallic shaped.
Well, that's a new one. Okay.
Thank you, Van.
Every
You're
9 years.
welcome.
Very good.
Yeah, like Beaker is 100% a sex toy.
Justin, I will send you an invite if you're online playing the game. There are steps to this. And I will argue with anyone that is, I'm online playing. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
You can see it on the screen.
Oh, that's sad, Jill. Get better. Get plenty of rest and plenty of water.
Who's Pressington 18?
Maybe that's just it.
I don't know. Throw me a clue. A raging clue. I feel like I
song
couldn't
called
get a
Filthy
clue if
Pig,
I was
and I
out
don't know
covered
who
in
that
clue
is.
pheromones in the middle of a clue field shouting clue. Clue.
Give us an impression of that, Fem.
No. The world's
Do
not
it.
ready.
I am though.
I have a raging clue.
I'm in now.
You say that.
All right. So
Doesn't sound like your heart's too into
I
it.
got Among
anyways.
Us. You're
Among
in now. Are you Pressington 18? Yes or no?
1, 2,
I got Among Us.
6, 7. So we've got room for one more. Yep.
I need a yes or no. I'm not going to invite some rando if it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know who
Yeah.
President 18 is. And we're not going to play hold up the game waiting on somebody either, so.
Yep.
Doop,
You got
doop.
10 seconds. Move it.
I'm setting up the match.
No, North Ranger, Z.
Yeah. North Ranger wants an invite.
All right, done.
Can,
Done.
do I got North Ranger?
1 to 3. We should be good. 3, 4, 6, 7. Wait, I invited North Ranger. Pick up the phone.
There he
Yep,
is.
there he is.
There it is.
There he is.
There he is. All right.
Cool. Oh, and there's seagulls and shit. All right.
Squawk, squawk. Steal my bag of potato chip.
Fuck, I'm dead. My favorite line of the grill. All right.
Meow.
Meow.
Yeah.
Man, that's your solution to everything, dude.
What are you talking? What are you going on about, meow?
Look, so actually, Japanese word for seagulls is apparently umineko, which is sea cat.
Wee.
The beach flussies.
Yeah.
They're just annoying birds that nick your chips.
I don't know, man. I'm down with the 2 times I've had to experience it. Flying rats. Yeah, it's like legit
Bats.
I thought those were
Rats.
pigeons.
big flying rats then.
Pigeons are fine.
Flying
I
rats
mean,
with X2
noisy.
technology.
I don't mind like fucking birds hanging around. It's they're interesting to watch sometimes, but like shit, I just don't want them pooping on me. I've been pooped on one too many times. I don't need more bird shit on my head.
Now seagulls can go fuck right off. Fuck that.
Oh shit. I got Pedro. Oh, you fuckers.
Oh,
Oh,
whoops.
that's kind of even.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jordan,
Spectating,
Pennywise,
Mongvoss and North
and-
Ranger. Pick a team.
Just
Alright.
auto
There's
that
no
shit.
Ranger.
Otto, Mongvoss.
Automobile.
Fuck off.
Okay.
Yep,
Alright.
that's 4. 4 on 4.
We're good.
Yeah. 4 on the
Good
floor.
scheme.
Damn it.
Oh, thank you, whoever that was.
Eat a dick. LGC cares.
I'm pink on pink, so no one can see me flying.
Ah!
Look,
Alright, it's kind of
No,
coming
it's not-
across. Yes! Yes!
No!
Oh!
I go for that
There
shit.
was no one in there for the poop.
Come
I
on,
need-
someone!
I need
Anyone?
boosts.
There we go.
No!
Yes.
Batman!
Yes.
No.
All right. All right.
Alright, do
Good
you
job,
see what I
Foxy.
was going for? I mean, I failed spectacularly at it, but...
Yeah. I mean, I got it.
Sorry, Pedro. My bad. Whoop! Go, Pedro! Yay!
Mongvoss, what are you doing? Not this goal. Just not this one, okay?
Yes! Oh, almost shaken big.
Yeah, you got 2 attempts on
Ranger.
that, and you failed both times.
Oh, I can't hear you.
I
They
can
both hit
appreciate
the same
fuckery like
spot,
that.
At least.
Jordan, why don't you just go back to focusing on touching
Oh,
the
Jordan,
ball?
what are you doing? What am I doing? Oh,
Yes!
Very good, Mongvoss. You redeemed yourself. All right.
Come on, Alan! Alright, maybe.
Ah.
Mine was a little bit to the right there.
Oh, are you gonna give me...
Someone, Pennywise,
Yay!
Pennywise
That was-
locked it in. That was great.
Everyone was going for that
No,
one.
I overestimated how far I was going.
Oh, I know that was Alan. Yeah.
Ah, hell.
Get out of the way, Pennywise.
Well, where is Pedro so I can run into him?
You're not Pennywise. You're way
Get out
too
of there, Foxy.
Australian.
Damn it. Hey, man, Foxy, you and Pedro live on an island. You got a lot in common.
I live on a very big island, yes.
Nope. Oh, yes.
God damn it.
Let's see whose own goal was that.
And
It wasn't me, because I was
Mongvaz,
nowhere near the
and
fucking
it was
thing.
Pennywise.
Pennywise.
lead hacks.
Saboteur.
Saboteur.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, bullshit.
God's not here, baby.
No gods,
No,
only
no,
rods.
no, go away. No, someone get rid of the fucking... Yes, twice.
I didn't even go after it because I was like, there's no way they don't put that in.
That's what you think. You don't know that will plummet too.
Your technology, I did not count on it.
Go, boop it.
Man.
Yes.
Yes.
He was on me. Couldn't get him off.
I love it when bullshit comes together.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Hi.
Boom.
Really? Wow.
Seriously? That ball has just been... No one's touched it in like 5 seconds.
I genuinely dodged. I genuinely. I was like, no, somebody will hit it. So I just went like, I could have.
I blew up Ben, and that's what caused me to miss that.
It was a solid 5 seconds of no one touching the ball.
Oh, for God's sake, come on.
Oh, come.
You can go play, Pedro.
Okay.
Just behind before Din Din.
Nope.
Ah.
Fuck up. No! Forever a pox upon you.
A fox upon
damn
you.
it.
It's like the furry convention from hell.
Good show there, Foxy. Good show.
Fox upon you indeed.
A fox on all your house.
Look at this.
No.
I go up, going, oh shit, too high, too high.
Whoop.
Come on, I need that insult to injury goal.
What, you got 5? That's a good odd number.
Like I said, insult to injury goal.
No, you need to get it at the last second. Nope.
Where am I going?
Yes.
Where am I up to? No! No! Oh, with your bullshit.
Damn it.
Please!
Out of mine house with mine bullshit.
Well, you know,
Forsooth.
it's a lot more doable because the enemy is
Panicking?
There.
White!
yes.
Quiet. Indeed.
White.
Come on.
Damn it.
No!
Eat shit.
Fuck that, fuck that, fuck that, fuck that!
Hackers, all of you.
Ah, fuck you, Jordan, and that save.
You won by 5, okay.
Okay, I did better than Ben. Small victories. The moral of the story is fucking don't keep your eye off Alan or Mongboss. Also, don't have Pennywise on your team because they'll score on you a bunch.
Yep.
Not once.
Yeah. Whew.
3 times.
I think
already.
you know what? I think we did pretty well for doing 3-on-5. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
the shit talking. Oh man, create a private. So I'm gonna cool off with a little car socks.
All right.
Everyone behave. Or I'm gonna make you fucking play basketball.
Yeah, why not? Just don't do stupid gravity again.
Stupid gravity it is.
Infinite boost.
Stupid
The
gravity.
super
spiky
gravity
bullshit.
baseball with spikes.
The stupid
Baseball. Jeez. Could you imagine baseball in this fucking? Could you imagine baseball in this fucking
see a
game?
home
That would
run.
be miserable.
Well, there's fucking rugby on the workshop, so why not?
Right.
No, you need you know what we need? Rocket curling.
No
You
one knows.
just want to
listen, dude.
date the hot
Jordan,
gilfs.
Jordan, I gotta break this to you. No one outside of Canada knows what a curling is. No one.
I know
No,
it's
curling
Canada,
iron. I know
Norway,
that.
and Sweden.
They've heard rumors, legends. Rocket
They've
Quidditch.
won some.
I don't know,
that's
Scott.
just
We've only
boost.
heard it from Jordan thus far, but would you say that curling is the sport of the gilfs?
No one wants a part
Oh,
of
come
your
on,
weird
Scott's
fetish.
Scott's too pure and Canadian to know what a gilf is.
No, dude.
Shut up, Foxy. I'm trying to corrupt Scott.
That wouldn't take much.
You're trying to corrupt him with the sexy grandmas? What?
Right? All you need is a handful of Timbits and just like sprinkle them. And, like, it's good.
Yeah, just,
Highly
just whip some
corrupted.
Timbits at his head. Hey man, you want to meet some sexy grandmas?
The power of Timbits compels, corrupts thee. Yes.
The power of gilf compels you.
I'm not touching that, man.
Listen, if you're into grandmas, whatever, man.
Okay, that'll keep things spicy and bullshitty. All right, you asked for it.
That's what we need. Rocket
Oh,
sexy
yeah.
grandma.
Rocket Grandma.
Rocket
Rock
Grandma,
on.
yes.
It could be Rocket Grandpa.
Rocket Grandpa's a very different game.
True.
Isn't that just a Jackass movie?
It will be.
Alright, I got Pedro.
The
Shit.
Fearless.
I've got
You can go a
Man.
completely different direction. Say it's made by harmonics.
Among Us. Okay.
It's a
Good luck.
cube. Super high
Oh,
gravity.
cube, shitty gravity.
It's a heavy cube.
Ah,
With
fuck off.
Ivan.
Dick,
Oh,
I'll jump
God
over
damn
you.
it. I can't jump.
I can't jump. That's right. Yeah.
Man, I love how we literally just accomplished nothing because we drove into each other.
You can't score when we're busy. We were having a conversation. I was cheating.
Alright, let's go.
God damn it.
Ooh. Ah, hello.
Oh, there's ads now? All right.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
it's for the cars.
DLC.
All right. That's
Rocket
yeah.
ads.
Rocket ad.
Oh, well,
Better
they're still
than
trying
Rocket
to
Apps.
put real ads in GTA,
Ah.
so fuck. Okay. Oh, no!
No.
Come back here.
Ah. Let me
Aha.
through.
Got him!
No. Oh, what are you going to do with it, Dick?
Thank you! Oh, hang on.
That cube
I
went
didn't
through
have
the
spikes
floor.
over here, but-
There.
Yeah, it did. I saw it.
Oops. I'm strategic rocket booter. Fuck this cube.
Go, mongrels!
No.
Go!
Ah. Go in.
No! Mine! That was mine!
Pedro.
Yes.
I'm gonna fall.
Yes. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Damn it.
Oh,
Spiky bullshit.
Yeah.
The spikiest.
Well, I guess that check cleared. Aw.
Everybody blows up.
Hi, Pedro.
Hi, Jordan.
Come on, Pedro. Don't fuck it up, Pedro. No pressure, Pedro.
oh no, Jordan! Jordan! Wrong way! Wrong way, Jordan! Wrong way!
Ugh.
Thank you! Hey, hey!
Orange
can't get
Jesus, give me the cube.
Couldn't get out the fucking wall.
Jesus, take the cube.
Oh, hello again, North Ranger.
Jesus can't save you now.
Ah, fuck off. No.
Oh, I got it. I had it. Somehow.
Come on, Pedro. I'm your wingman.
Go, Pedro, go.
Damn it.
Turn around, Bucky.
Ah!
Go,
I had to go
Mongas,
for the
go.
boost.
Go on, go on, go on.
Do not
Damn
go,
it.
Mr. Alert.
Go, go, go!
I'm
Someone's
going.
got it. Yes.
Damn it.
No.
This is the most intense
Hey,
game of
that's
fucking
good.
hot potato I have ever seen.
Listen, man.
Go.
Come
go, Pedro.
on.
Come
Jeez.
on! There were people in my
Someone
way.
get him, Mongas. Thank you.
Damn it.
Ah!
Damn it.
No, not Pennywise again.
Okay.
Yeah, Pennywise. Yeah, Pennywise.
Yay, goalie.
I think we all just got a little worked up.
if you're the goalie, you can't get lonely. Like, oh, you're not supposed to herd.
Hashtag lonely goalie.
Okay.
Just do what I do. Jump and amuse yourself. What's that, Lassie?
You can't jump.
All right.
Don't tell
There
Paige out of
goes.
hockey.
No.
Oh, bring it.
No.
Oh,
You're not getting through a wall of stone.
Thank you. Thank you. Ow.
Nope.
Alan shit talking.
Mine. Mine. No, not mine. Pennywise. Bad.
No.
Bad clown.
Oh, really?
Oh, what the hell? Oh, Pennywise, that's cheating. Come on. Taking out the goal.
That was the only way through me, man.
Listen, demoing the goalie is a valid strategy. Don't talk shit. You can do it to us.
bold strategy, Cotton.
High gravity fucks with me. Uh-oh.
Yeah, you can't jump. All you can do is fart.
Well, it's not even that. Like the braking is different too.
You know we like
Yeah,
the
it's a lot.
electric bumper cars.
Yeah.
Oh,
Illustrated by the fact that no one has touched the tube. Go! Go, Ven! Go! Go, Monty Ven!
Ah,
Oh!
Ah, Pennywise.
dick. Hi.
No! I did stop him! I did stop him!
I died for nothing.
Try to get the ball. Stop him.
I turboed right through the gas cloud. Ah, dang it.
We're very much like that right now. Just got a few
Oh.
more stooges on the table.
Blow up
It's
Pennywise.
nothing. It's purely accidental, Pennywise.
Not on purpose
This
at
is
all.
not
I'm among
targeting.
us.
No way.
This is not. This is not targeted harassment at all.
Nope. Damn.
Oh, who hit me?
Ah,
I had that.
Just let me get a
No.
taste. Just the tip.
Mine,
Just
mine,
the tip.
my
Go,
ball.
go,
Mine.
go.
I
Just
can't
go
see.
straight.
I can't see. I couldn't see.
I'm sorry. The keep going in the same direction. Fuck you up, man.
yes.
Nope.
I got blown up.
Oh no!
I got the assist.
Foxy, what are you doing?
Oh,
my
spiky,
God.
spiky bullshit. Spiky
Oh, I
bullshit.
flew through
Yes.
someone and go, oh shit, there's a ball there.
The spikiest. You can just feel it exiting your ass, and it's a pain.
Ow.
Yeah, you feel it, Foxy.
Quite still. Oof. Yes, go that way.
Whoa.
Yeah. Go there. Yes. A little bit of dignity.
Bitches.
Yes.
Well, we got the one.
It's anyone's
Sweet
game.
bullshit.
Congrats.
Gain some dignity.
Hey, I tried twice.
There's a reason you don't have kids.
Boom.
Get away.
Actually, there are many reasons he doesn't have kids.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
Oh, yes. No.
Nope.
No. Yes. Who has it?
Maybe.
Go, Mongrels.
No.
Go.
All right, Boone.
Yes.
Wee. No one can jump. All right. All right. I did better than Mongvoss,
I did
Ben,
better
Foxy,
than
and Pedro.
Jordan, so that's all that matters.
Oh, my
No, you didn't.
God.
Did
You
it?
did better than me, Vin.
I got 222. You got 154.
I'm talking about team rankings. I came in second.
2 shots.
Oh yeah, move them goalposts.
Yeah. It's called winning.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Yeah,
It's the
Like
Strider way of doing things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you can't win like the French, you shouldn't win at all.
That's a confusing statement.
Yes, quite.
Just surrender the first chest you get. Yeah.
Okay, we got drop shot, then we're gonna piece the fork out.
All right.
Well, how about we do a private match?
We're gonna fork off so hard you're gonna think we're gonna start using RC in it.
Dude, we're gonna fork so hard you're gonna call us the Blue Raja.
Oh my god, with a spoon.
With a fork, you dipshit. Pay attention just once.
Yeah, we're gonna fork off so hard people are gonna
Never.
mistake us for
Fucking
Poseidon.
clown.
If you think I'm here to pay attention, what the hell?
Sweetheart, that ship sailed a long time ago.
Into the distance.
On the long, coldly nights. Yes, that makes sense.
If you listen closely.
Still hearing wailing. It's a spoon.
My spoon is too big.
Sir, put down
I
the
am a
spoon
banana.
and the jellyfish.
Please
Don't
take that
put that up
tampon
your
out of
ass.
butt.
Drop it.
Listen, so
Remove
do
the jellyfish from the anus.
you think a mayo chup enema would kill you?
A what enema?
A mayo chup.
Mayo chup.
Mayo
So
chup.
tomato sauce, sugar,
No, mayo
olive
ketchup.
oil, and egg whites.
Okay, how about one fired out of a pressurized canister?
A super soaker full of mayo chup.
I'm thinking more
Blow 'em
like
up like a balloon.
airsoft.
Pressure washer.
Yeah.
Just little paintballs filled with mayo
Yeah.
chup.
I mean, I'm saying this might want to
No,
be done
delicious,
in a lined
delicious
plastic room.
paintballs.
Like before
Yeah,
or
I'm
after
I'm
we
in a hurry.
insert the hot
Fart at
dog.
me.
Haha,
Alright.
beads.
Beads.
do some
Beads,
drop shot.
not the beads.
Quick, I'm in a hurry. Fire him at me. Thump.
Thank you.
Well, beads are basically, balls you shove up your ass. So.
I want a beads burrito. Full of beads.
I'm glad Pedro clued into that one. I
It took him a
thought it
minute.
might have been a little
It took him
obtuse,
a
but
while.
I
I
had
got it.
faith that he
Shut
would
up,
get
I've
there,
been
and he
drinking.
did. He got there. Is that what you're going to tell the constable?
Yes.
Shut up, I'm drinking.
That is my excuse for ever, basically.
Whoop, that didn't
whoop, nope. Now I'm on the other side of the ceiling.
Damn it.
I tried.
Is this a tiny ball? It looks like a tiny ball.
Maybe. How dare you accuse me of tiny balls?
Tiny ball, infinite boost.
Van gave us all tiny balls.
The tiniest balls
Oh,
that you ever
And
did.
rumble bitches.
Yep. Spring loaded, so punches and kicks.
I can fly.
Nope.
Damn
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and-
Oh,
shit.
goal reset.
Oh,
Okay.
shit. Oh, shit. Oh, no. So, no goal reset is what we call the Nope Cascade. Because
It's so good when you're not on the wrong team.
yeah.
Oh god, fuck me.
Hi, Pennywise.
Wait, can I jump? Okay, I didn't remember if I had gravity or not.
Certainly feels like the gravity's fucked.
Hi, Pennywise again.
Boing. Whoa.
Can you please stop kicking me?
I'll have to ponder that for a minute.
I'm just gonna stay upside down for the next foreseeable future
You know, it's kind of fun.
because
Yeah.
Click.
Turtling.
Spider car.
Oh,
Spider
Alright.
car.
Oh!
Nope. Oh, it made it.
There you go, Mr. Alert.
Ah, damn it.
Got him, got him. No. Oh.
The bullshit. Compound bullshit. I don't want to boop it too hard. Just enough to go in the hole.
It's not resetting the floor either.
Nope.
No,
No, it's not.
reset.
no
Of
reset.
course not.
No can. Oh, God damn it.
Yeah, it's the nope cascade. Eventually, all our side is just gonna be fucking nothing. And there's
One
nothing
big
to do
hole.
with it. Yep.
So you need
What
to
makes
try
me upset
extra
is we
hard.
haven't marked a single thing on the other side.
There we
A
go.
single square is
Yeah,
Nice and in.
because we're too busy being on the defensive. Because we have no choice.
Hit the ground.
So otherwise, we
There we
just
go.
keep
Yay!
losing.
Just come on. There's a big hole there.
Hey, do you do what? Boom.
I don't
Oh,
think I've actually taken my finger off this boost button all game.
there's
No!
the problem.
That's because it's unlimited.
Even old man Vin got a point. And I did that with a boxing glove. to
Miracles do happen.
Dear Strong Bad, how do you type with boxing gloves on? Dear Fat Face, why don't you shut up?
No!
Oh man, I wanted to score 2 goals before I hit the ground.
Oh, I gotta say, fat load of good that did.
Boom. Doesn't matter. You can detonate me all you want, sweetheart. This is more points. I'm just out of their way.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on, little
Come on.
ball. You
We're
can
doing
do
good.
it.
We're doing somewhat good.
Yes.
North Ranger, what are
Fuck off.
you doing?
Ranger. Go that way. Thank you. Yes, hit the ground.
You
Nope.
missed. Click.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Click. Oh, we still got a full minute.
Stop! They're already dead.
No.
Let it go. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That was just sitting there. Ah, there we go. That's my boy.
Fuck it. I'm just gonna detonate people. Screw it. There's my target. Boosh! Got him.
You fucking wanker.
Wow.
This scored the one.
Oh, man. All right. Now they're hacking.
Right.
Axe.
Dirty
Yeah,
fucking
that-
cheaters.
Can we do 20? Can we do 20?
Come on, just fall. Fall in the hole.
3 more points. Come on.
Oh, mommy.
18. Two more. That is just 1 point
Ow.
every 10 seconds. No.
Go in the stupid.
There we go.
Oh, would
All
you?
right, 13
Yes.
seconds. Team, we got this. 20 points. 20 points.
No, no, shit, no,
Put
no,
it in the
wrong
hole.
way, wrong way, wrong
Let
way,
it go in.
wrong way.
Just right there.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
No.
20. Yes.
Well, welcome back to whoever scores first wins. I'm
man.
surprised I did that well. All
So-
things considered.
Man, yeah. Wow. You were second place. And, oof. Oof. Womp womp.
That was proper fuckery.
And this is why I will never be invited to any sort of Rocket League tournament.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you don't want to be invited to any Rocket League tournament, take pro tips from us, man. Your friendly neighborhood, high-functioning sociopaths. Hey, thanks everybody for showing up. We'll be in the after shows and in the Discord if you want to pop in there and say hi. You can do that. We'll say hi back probably for like, I don't know, a minute or 2 minutes. And Pedro will be like, fuck you all, I'm going to bed. Which I don't blame him because it's like...
Yeah, absolutely.
It's 6 a.m., man. Come on.
6 a.m.
Oh, yeah, it is too.
He turns into a jellyfish. Yeah, or a humpkin.
And then someone sticks him up his butt.
It's
That doesn't
terrifying.
happen till like 8 a.m. It's always a bit of an interesting time at work.
Good night, you beautiful people. Dynafy. We'll see you next week.
Good night.
Bye.